Well, on the Keeler Show today. It's time to read the news and weather. Time to figure out what to say. It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today. Why do we always listen? Keeler's always in the know. It makes me want to call him and tell him where to go. And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started.
It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Well, good morning. And I do think we're seeing a bit of a temperatures for us tomorrow, maybe, and a little bit of a transition in the weather.
Yes.
And, of course, rain. Although it didn't get as cool as I thought it was going to yesterday, nonetheless.
It actually got humid yesterday.
It was, yeah. It was not, there wasn't a chill in the air. Got a bunch to get to today. Tom Jersey, who you might remember, is on the Notre Dame Hall of Fame committee. We're going to speak with him about a few things today, and we'll get into it. Hobuckus Free Money Question of the Day, government shutdown update this morning. Seems like that's just what we do every day. And the Pam Bondi on the hot seat yesterday. It was what I find interesting is depending on where one might be on the political spectrum, it was Pam Bondi was on the hot seat and grilled yesterday in front of the Senate. Or it was Pam Bondi made a fool of senators yesterday, Democratic senators especially, as she just held her own yesterday in a Senate hearing.
Why are they grilling her? That's what I want to know. That's be the first question.
Because they're not getting straight answers.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll let you two work on that one.
Well, I was just wondering because I watch most of that.
Well, it is very interesting though, depending on whatever side you're on, who came out looking better in that. And I'll give you one example here because Richard is piping in this morning. His complaint is all about Davy. No, it's not.
Oh, no.
Here's Richard. Here's Richard. Oh my God, she was a total embarrassment. See what I mean by this? Hannity was like, it was a crushing defeat by Bondi yesterday. And Richard's take on it was a total embarrassment by not answering many questions. She actually answered them, including the Epstein files. Trump is also quitting a 2-year-old, could convict him, a 2-year-old case. I don't know what that is. Bondi was a disgrace, he says. Again, this is where we are in America. It's like depending on where you might be. She also came very prepared. She had notes and had like intel on digging into every single Democratic senator's background. So when they would ask her a question, she would say, "What about the time you did this?" And there was a lot of "what about" yesterday, which I thought is, and listen, it's just through history, it is different than what you might normally expect in a Senate hearing. More what you might expect in a hearing at the House, in the House. So take it for what it is, but that was yesterday, and it was some. I feel like it was a little bit of must-see TV, worth watching TV. Would that be what we would call it? Maybe. What else today? A bad accident. Davey, what do we know on this accident in Boonville on Route 12?
The young mom is 29 years old. I just got the name, but I'm not going to release it. Somebody that lives up there that knows this family texted me what the name was.
Yeah.
And it's kind of tragic, Bill.
And was there a?
It was four vehicles.
4 vehicles. And what are they saying? How it happened?
I guess the mother was trying to pull into her driveway off Route 12, from what I understand.
Yeah.
And she was rear-ended by the pickup.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
I
and I think
heard.
there was an elderly person involved as well.
It says the sheriff's department reported that a crash involved 4 vehicles occurred when a 2011 Ford Taurus driven by a 29-year-old woman was hit from behind by a Chevy pickup. The impact pushed the Taurus into oncoming traffic, leading to further collisions with a Jeep Compass and an F-350 pickup towing a trailer.
We'll try to get Sheriff Mashel to talk about that here this morning. And, it is, I was thinking about this just the other day, if you've ever been in an accident, and, whether it be a fender bender or what have you, but it almost always seems to be there's somebody out there that's making a big mistake. Mm-hmm. And that's all it takes, and especially when you're driving on Route 12, where even despite the speed limit signs, you're going to see people are moving. Actually, we do have, I believe, I may have the name here. We'll get into that coming up because I do have the name officially. But we'll speak with Sheriff Mashel on it coming up in a little bit. Ukraine the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, criticizing the United States and others. We'll talk to Jonathan Savage on that one. I mentioned Jeruzzi is on later on this morning. And Paul Buckley is in. Ryan Nobles from NBC is on. We'll do Hobika's free money question of the day this morning. And Davey, that free money question today on Wednesday is worth how much money? $200. You only said 2. Am I adding the 100? You're good with 200.
$200.
$200.
Let me say $2. Sure, $2.
Well, sometimes you do. We'll do
Austerity budget in place.
We'll do that at 7:35. $200 is on the line for.
You know something, Beth. I always say
here we go. This is where it's going to.
He always changes it up.
Did I change it today?
No.
Did I change anything? Well, we'll go with $200 if that's what you want to do. We'll go with $200. And then we've not even mentioned it, but last night the Yankees down. Looks like the season coming to an end. They're trailing 6-1. And what happened, Davey?
Well, to tell you the truth, I was watching the game with someone that's kind of close, another Yankee fan, and I turned to her and said, "This game's over. I'm leaving. See you later."
And you left.
I left. So I was listening to it on the way home, and I get a text from her. She says, "I hope you're home at your house." I said, "Yeah, I'm just pulling into my driveway." I said, "Why?" She said, "It's now 6-3." And then I turned it back on. I saw Aaron Judge hit the 3-run shot, make it 6-6. And then they ended up winning. Oh, this is great. I love it.
I want to read a text exchange with my son, who's a Yankees fan. 9:29 p.m. yesterday. Well, the Yankee season, this is him, the Yankee season is over. And I responded by saying, I don't think this game is over. Our bullpen is terrible, he said. The Jays are hot. Will be tough to hold them to 6. Does look like, then a few minutes later, it does look like they have a little momentum going here, the Yankees. And I said a little. The Yankees have been down in the playoffs 0-2 3 times since they started this best-of-5 playoff format. They've won 2 of those 3, so maybe they're not dead. And then, boom, a Judge hits the home run.
Yeah,
the comeback was underway.
I was jumping for joy when I seen that.
Yeah, so big. It's always nice if you can go to bed and then wake up and like, wow, so they actually won the game.
And the young kids, Schlichler's pitching tonight for the Yankees, and
and
the
he's been
Blue
good.
Jays are pitching a bullpen game.
And he has been he's been good, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that's a good. Now the only problem you have is the Blue Jays have been hot, but it is amazing though that by mid-game they're up 6-1 and everybody's doing interviews. They're talking about how it's over with. We're just minutes away from the clinch, and then all of a sudden all hell breaks loose. And look at where they are now. So love that. Happened yesterday. Pretty wild. Wayne, I'll get to your comments coming up, and Mike also in a second. But the Yankees with a big win. And then it's Comets open this weekend. Pretty cool. We'll talk about that just a little bit. And actually, we'll speak with a player later on this morning. Michael Diotti. Is that how they say his name? He's a defensiveman from Quebec. So think of it maybe in a French way. But they say he's really good. And he played a few games for the Comets last year. 22-year-old. We'll speak with him later on this morning. And did I mention Paul Buckley this morning? We'll get to him coming up as well. Beth is in studio this morning. What have you brought in here? Holy moly.
These are very seasonal, very simple apple fritters. They're baked in the oven. They have no processed sugar in them. I do have to...
No carbs, it looks like to me.
Well, it's self-rising flour, so there are some carbs in the flour.
All right.
But there's only 2 ingredients. There's apple in 2 forms, apple and chunked up, and applesauce.
Okay.
And flour.
Gotta love that.
Because I can't resist when I'm baking, which I don't do very well. I add some cinnamon, ginger, and nutmeg for just a little extra flavor.
Wow. They're going to sit there, and I'm going to stare at them. Who knows? Attorney General Pam Bondi in the hot seat, getting grilled by members of Congress during the DOJ oversight hearing. And on the line to talk about that right now is Ryan Schmelz from Fox News Radio. Ryan, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
I was telling you to switching around the channels yesterday. Depending on which channel you were on, it was a different account of what occurred yesterday. In some cases, she was grilled on the hot seat by senators. Wouldn't answer questions about Epstein. Others were like, she not only held her own, but she wiped out the Democratic senators, completely held the room, and victory for Pam Bondi. So is it usually these things are somewhere in the middle? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I mean, look, with these hearings, they're extremely long, and there's a lot of questioning, so there's going to be a lot of angles to come out of it, and a lot of topics. I mean, you could focus on just the Jeffrey Epstein stuff and make that a story. You could focus on just the fighting that was going on and make that a story. You could focus on Arctic frost and make that a story. So there were a lot of, and look, I mean, there were a lot of questions that were not answered yesterday. So that kind of keeps the door open for a lot more discussion in the future.
Well, you also had a possible bombshell in the fact that there were 7 or 8 Republican legislators who were their phone records were subpoenaed by the FBI after January 6th during their investigation. So that came out yesterday and became really the Republican mantra. So while Democrats were going down the Epstein road, Republicans were going down that road. But we don't know much about that yet. It'll be interesting to see what comes out of it.
Right, yeah, and that was a revelation that was learned less than 24 hours before before the hearing even happened, and she didn't have a lot of answers on it. And so that was a bit concerning for, I think, some GOP lawmakers.
Yeah.
Now, it is usually standard that she can't comment on an ongoing investigation, and it appears that this was an ongoing investigation. And the latest revelation about the phone records or the phone alleged spying was because of great reporting from Fox News Digital, not because Kash Patel or anybody else flat out came out and said it. So look, there's going to be a lot of questions that didn't get answered yesterday, so. Yep, it of course it got off the rails, as you saw.
Well, and that's something that is unique this year. In this term with the Department of Justice, with the Senate hearings. Normally in the Senate, there's some decorum. And it is, I mean, Pam Bondi did come out swinging. There's no doubt about it.
Yes, she did. And that's a trend right now. It's become a trend with the Trump administration that a lot of these cabinet secretaries go before these hearings and they swing and they fight back and they get combative with the Democrat senators and the Democrat members of Congress. It's become just a thing. Robert Kennedy Jr. did the same thing, and so did Kash Patel. So if this continues to be a trend, I won't be shocked. But this was just kind of the latest in a series of fiery and contentious hearings where the Trump administration officials punched back.
Listen, if I'm in a punch-back fight, war of the tongues, and I have my choice between Pam Bondi, Patel, or RFK Jr., I'm going with Bondi. Her comments were, I think at one point it was something like, "Oh, Senator, you are pathetic," or something to that effect. That's what my translation was.
And I think her compared to some others, she actually did her homework on.
Oh, she had
senators.
notes.
Like,
yes.
Yeah, she brought up Richard Bloom. It's been a while since somebody's done this, where they brought up the allegations of Richard Blumenthal's military service.
Right.
She brought up the fact, she tied Dick Durbin to Chicago because Dick Durbin's a senator from Illinois. What was it? Oh yeah, I mean Adam Schiff. Obviously, that was the one we were all expecting and waiting for, and he was one of the last ones to go because he's the least senior Democrat on that committee. But I mean, it was quite a sight.
On the other hand, though, the senators did ask a question about something we hadn't heard about, and there's a photo of President Trump, an Epstein photo with President Trump, not president at the time, but with two young, maybe underage, maybe not, scantily clad, dressed females. And the takeaway there is Pam Bondi immediately went on the attack, but she never said anything. She wouldn't confirm or either way whether there was or wasn't a photo. And I think that's a story that is going to linger out there. Yeah,
and so will this Arctic Frost story probably. I mean, look, she didn't answer a lot of questions yesterday outright. She diverted to it being ongoing investigations or deferred to the FBI director and a number of other things like that. So yeah, I mean, like there was a number of things that just did not get answered yesterday, and that's why you saw Senator Kennedy pretty much come out and say, "Hey, look, we need an investigation here." So I think there were still a lot of things that didn't get resolved.
You could have done that in your Southern accent, but you chose not to. All right, Ryan, interesting stuff. It never stops. Every single day. This news cycle on steroids. Crazy. Have a great day. Thanks for the time.
You too, buddy. Thank you.
Right, Ryan Schmelz from Fox News Radio. Quick break, and we'll come back and talk about I want to get into the market, the public market that, listen, even though we're looking at some cooler weather, did you look to the weekend?
Yes, I always look to the weekend.
It still looks like
it's going to be
68 to 70, somewhere in that range with sunshine. And, it ain't 83, but
that's okay.
It's fall, and for mid-October, we're creeping up on mid-October. I think I'll take that. Perfect for the market. We'll talk about it coming up. Hold tight. It's 6:37 at WIBX.
Hi, this is Kira Meelan. After almost a century in business, Meelan's Carpet One is known for many things. Our commitment to customers, for example. We go above and beyond to make your shopping experience exceptional from start to finish. We're also known for quality installation. Our experienced installers are like part of the family. They've been with us for years and they do an incredible job. But one thing everyone knows us for is Karastan area rugs and carpets. And this month is National Karastan Month. Karastan area rugs and carpets offer unmatched quality and timeless beauty for your home. Many of the choices available come with a lifetime stain warranty. And with the lowest prices of the season, no interest financing, and up to $1,000 in savings, National Karastan Month is the best time to invest in new carpet or area rugs. So this month, stop by Meelan's Carpet One on Old Commercial Drive in Yorkville, across from Joe Tahan's, where the good Meelan feeling means incredible savings and financing on Karastan area rugs and carpet.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. Opening statements are complete in the trial of 3 Marcy Correctional Facility officers accused of murdering an inmate. Yesterday, the prosecution claimed 3 former guards, Matthew Gallagher, Nicholas Keefer, and David Kingsley, brutally beat Robert Brooks to death last December. But lawyers for the accused said while Brooks' passing is tragic, each of the guards didn't have an equal role in it and weren't present for the entire attack. If convicted, Gallagher, Kingsley, and Keefer could face decades to even life in prison. The State Attorney General's office announcing the arrest of 17 people from Central New York, including 6 local residents, following a massive drug bust in the region. Authorities say the operation trafficked narcotics such as cocaine, fentanyl, heroin, and meth across central New York. Over 23 pounds of fentanyl was seized, which is enough to kill one New Yorker every 6 seconds for an entire year. The street value of these drugs estimated to be over $782,000. Among the arrested, 39-year-old Chase Cahoon of Rome, 32-year-old Corey M. Ching of Poland, 29-year-old Ronnie R. Ivanciu of Taberg, 53-year-old Gary M. Jordan of Rome, 29-year-old Cody E. Lane of Rome, and 29-year-old Nicole E. Lighthall of Forestport, all among the charged yesterday. In Syracuse at Bridge Street, there's a new Chick-fil-A that's creating a steady line of traffic. And now, right across the street from it, there's competition as folks won't have to wait too much longer to get their hands on food from Shake Shack. The restaurant chain's first Onondaga County location in DeWitt is scheduled to open October 15th. The business is at the corner of Erie Boulevard East and Bridge Street and used to be a Friendly's restaurant. The Poland Fire District has postponed its vote on fire department contracts after cutting ties with the Poland Fire Department in August. The district is now seeking contracts for coverage from other surrounding districts. The public hearing has been set for October 20th. And Oneida County Sheriff's deputies are investigating a multiple-car crash on Route 12 in Boonville. We'll have more details later on this as they become available. Roads were closed for quite some time because of the multi-vehicle crash. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Coldest air since last spring spilling in. Friday going to be the coldest morning with a freeze watch. Let's back it up to tomorrow morning where there's a frost advisory. North Country obviously colder with freeze watches and warnings. Showers ending this morning. By this afternoon, maybe earlier, some sunshine. Only in the mid-60s with a gusty breeze. Mid-30s tonight, obviously surrounding areas, especially the North Country, colder. Thursday, some frost early, then sunshine, only 55. I'm Ray Staging at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Currently, we have a freeze watch in effect, as we had heard. It is a bit drizzly with 54 degrees currently now at WIBX. I'm doing a lot of currently, Beth, a lot of nows, a lot of repetitive speech here this morning, this AM. Hold tight. Let me get to some comments, and I have Tanya Powers coming up as well at 6:42 at WIBX.
Hi, this is Kira Meelan. After almost a century in business, Meelan's Carpet One is known for many things. Our commitment to customers, for example. We go above and beyond to make your shopping experience exceptional from start to finish. We're also known for quality installation. Our experienced installers are like part of the family. They've been with us for years and they do an incredible job. But one thing everyone knows us for is Karastan area rugs and carpets. And this month is National Karastan Month. Karastan area rugs and carpets offer unmatched quality and timeless beauty for your home. Many of the choices available come with a lifetime stain warranty. And with the lowest prices of the season, no interest financing, and up to $1,000 in savings, National Karastan Month is the best time to invest in new carpet or area rugs. So this month, stop by Meelan's Carpet One on Old Commercial Drive in Yorkville, across from Joe Tahan's, where the good Meelan feeling means incredible savings and financing on Karastan area rugs and carpet.
Former City of Utica Controller Mike Sermonaro is running for Utica City Controller in the November 4th election. Mike has unmatched leadership credentials serving residents of Utica. Please join us at a kickoff fundraising event to elect Mike Sermonaro as Utica City Controller at Stonebridge Golf and Country Club, Thursday, October 9th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. For ticket information, call 315-794-2265. Mike would be honored to once again serve the city as their Chief Financial Officer. Paid for by friends of Mike Sermonaro for Utica City Controller.
Live and Let Die, the music of Sir Paul McCartney, is coming to the Rome Capitol Theater on Friday, October 17th. Singer and recording artist Tony Kishman is the creator and band leader of Live and Let Die, a full multimedia experience celebrating the music of Paul McCartney. Live and Let Die. Tony's been bringing the music and the magic of the Beatles and Paul McCartney to a new generation. Free meet and greet after the show. All ages welcome. Friday, October 17th at 7 p.m. at the Rome Capitol Theater in Rome. Tickets at romecapital.com.
Celebrating 100 years.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
right, it's Wednesday. What are we at? October 8th. Some comments here this morning. I mentioned Richard had really did not like Pam Bondi's performance yesterday. I won't get into the whole thing. Donna this morning, it was the case in Boonville. Single mom pulling in the driveway. Somebody hit her from behind. She has 2 kids under 12. They were home. One was in the driveway waiting for her.
God.
This is a story that will give you chills and is just a terrible story. We have not released the name as of yet, although, as Davey said, we have it out of respect to the family. We are holding off until everyone is notified. Okay, what is this, Wayne? What is this story? First of all, Wayne, I saw that there's also a stink bug
invasion.
It's terrible. But there is a stink bug spray you can get. I haven't used it. Instead, I have been going after them one stink bug at a time. These all came from Asia. We never had these 15 years ago.
I know.
And now
they're harmless.
Invaded. They are.
They don't want to bite you. They're just looking for some place to get in out of the cold and the wet.
They want in your home, and they know it's fall and the winter is coming. But they have an odor that is not pleasant. They emit an odor when you're near them, but if you were to squish them, not good. Sorry if you're eating breakfast. Let me get an update on Ukraine President Zelensky criticizing the U.S. and others in regards to the war effort. And we have our man there who's on the scene, basically, Jonathan Savage from Fox News Radio. Jonathan, good morning. What do we know about this here?
Good morning. Yeah, closer to the scene than you are, no doubt. If not
that is
quite
true.
On the scene.
I figured
but,
that.
Perhaps on the scene of the manufacture of some of the components of these Russian missiles and drones, because President Zelensky of Ukraine says that they have found more than 100,000 foreign-made parts in the missiles and drones used in deadly strikes on Ukraine over the weekend. Yes, British microcomputers among them, but also items manufactured by American companies, converters, sensors, microelectronics used in these Russian weapons of war, also parts from the likes of Germany and Japan and the Netherlands, countries which are, of course, highly supportive of Ukraine. However, somehow these parts are getting into the Russian military system.
How do we have any idea? Is it going indirectly, or are we about to discover some U.S. companies that are selling direct to Russia?
Well, it's surely happening indirectly because Russia is the most sanctioned nation in the world right now. However, Russia has been working really hard since the start of this war to get around these sanctions, to circumvent illicitly the banning of sales of goods to Russia. President Zelensky said there needs to be a much more effective sanctions regime, cutting out, shutting down all these schemes that circumvent the restrictions. And he says his allies already have the detailed data they need in order to make a change.
I know this is an incredibly it is a deadly war on both sides. Many casualties. The longer it goes on, it continues. But it is interesting what I would think it's almost as if this is an experiment, a trial run, when it comes to warfare involving drones. If there's ever a turning point, a tipping point in history, if you look at the timeline, this time right now will be the time where we see drones without man or woman involved incredibly in war as killing machines.
That is certainly the case. I think we've gone way beyond the point of a trial run.
No, you're right. You're right.
The number of at first Russia was buying drones from Iran, and now they have worked up the capacity to manufacture their own versions of these Iranian drones. And if you're in the military, the advantage of the drone systems is that you can then put these weapons into the air without risking the life of any of your personnel in order to do so. They're called kamikaze drones because they just smash into targets, killing people pretty much indiscriminately. And obviously it has raised a deadly and devastating toll on Ukraine so far. Ukraine, of course, has its own drones, which is being used to attack Russian military facilities.
We are one of this community here in this region of upstate New York, one of 5 or 6,
I think it's 6
drone testing facilities throughout the country, a former Air Force base. And the research that's going on out there right now is going to be really important going forward. So, Jonathan Savage, as always, thank you so much for the time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a good day.
You do as well. Jonathan Savage from Fox News Radio, right? I mean, think about what they're doing out at Griffiths right now.
I know. And was just thinking as Jonathan was talking, and it's kind of terrifying to think that this situation that's happening over there between Ukraine and Russia is actually kind of a petri dish for some developers to see what works, what doesn't.
And that's really kind of where I was going. And
yeah,
you
that's
have
terrifying.
And you know that we have weaponry that we have never used or we don't want to be seen.
Exactly.
So that someone can study what and
well, and the scary thing
it.
is too, this is not the first time in our military history that this is how things have played out.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
So.
I wanted to ask you, obviously a far less important,
on a lighter note,
but lighter topic, is you're still outdoors and you're going to have what looks like.
Actually,
you're going in.
Well, we went in last week, not because of the weather. The weather's been absolutely
incredible
perfect for farmers markets, but with the with the ongoing construction.
You're
inside. At the REA wing. We moved inside just to make it easier for us and easier for the construction. The crews are working diligently every day, and they're moving along just as scheduled.
So it's a public market. It's a farmer's market.
Yep.
It's
we're inside in our winter location inside the main lobby of Union Station
which is
now.
Such a beautiful facility. Tell me what people can expect this week, because it changes as the seasons change.
It does. It's very well. That's kind of the nature of farmers markets. We offer what's seasonally available, but because the growing season was kind of, I don't want to say stunted, but postponed a little bit because of the moist.
Yeah, everything's
so much
coming
wet
late.
in the springtime, and then we had a summer that was unusually dry. So it's kind of like a mixed bag right now. I actually still have some farmers that are bringing in some sweet corn. It is the tail end of the sweet corn.
And that has been a rough season, I think.
Yeah.
You haven't seen, the sweet corn has not been plentiful.
No, and
you don't see as many stands out there this year.
Sweet corn likes it hot and humid.
And it is not, if you've had any, it is not what we had last year.
It's
last
good,
year's
but
was,
it's not robust like it has been.
It's
but we're still
different.
seeing some of the summer standards, some cucumbers, peppers, tomatoes. We're also starting to see on a heavier basis from week to week the things you're used to seeing in the fall, the pumpkins and the winter squash. And those kinds of things. And you will start to see some of our vendors bring in more what's called value-added items, which is the sauces and the jams and the jellies, the things that they take from the field that aren't. It's not a beautiful tomato, so chances are it's not going to sell, and they'll turn it into marinara sauce or salsa or something like that.
I got to say, there's been some controversy with Chobani and the daughter of Donald Trump, Ivanka, has a company that actually looks for, they buy up vegetables that are not
perfectly fine, just not ideally shaped
they
or
don't
sized.
look, if someone was walking by them in the store, they probably wouldn't buy them because they don't look like they're.
We're very fickle shoppers where that's concerned.
But at the end of the day, these are
perfectly
still
fine.
Perfectly fine,
just as nutritious.
And in agreement with Chobani, they've been using strawberries from there.
Yep.
So now in the political world we are in, there are people saying, "I can't believe Chobani's doing business with Trump," and some have boycotted. I don't think this has been a big boycott, and we really haven't seen it around here. Obviously, we have a lot of personal to think about around here with everything going on.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, it's good that these products are actually being used and not going to waste.
I was just going to say it, and it actually depends on your perspective. It depends on they're saving food that should be saved because there's nothing wrong with it.
Some comments off YouTube, which I have not done in a couple of days. I don't want to forget them. And by the way, on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. You'll get an email with a link right off the bat, letting you know where you can click to be able to watch, whether you're watching on a phone, on your computer, or on your smart TV. Jawick, this is for you, Beth. Love, Beth. Thanks for joining us every week. John gives a thumbs up. I guess that must be for you. Let's see. Valda. I don't know where Valda is from. I wonder if I can find out. I'm looking because Valda is speaking as if Valda's not from here. I'll get there. All you Americans do is mention Russia and China, but the ones you fear the most is, I'm not, yeah. This is a real racist comment. Kill the people. Okay, they're talking about black Americans and Native Americans, the people whose land you stole and killed and used reverse psychology against and spread propaganda. Valda. Well, Valda, good morning. If you're listening, 011, I think is the country code that you would dial, 315-736-0186. We'd love to hear from you this morning if you would like to call in. Okay? That would be wild. It wouldn't cost
and that
you
would
that
be an
much.
all-you call, Bill.
I'll take it. It would not be that much. It wouldn't cost you that much to call. But please. And it shows you the reach of YouTube. And she could be in Cleveland, New York, for all we know. However,
thank you for listening.
It shows you the reach YouTube can have. Pretty wild. Quick break, and I'll come back and wrap it up before top of the hour. As I said, we'll talk about the government shutdown, get an update on that. It does seem there's been some talk, but I'm not sure we're seeing any progress. What we did see yesterday is how it's beginning to affect everyday Americans, and who gets the blame in the end. We'll get to it coming up 6:56 at WIBX.
Whatever you need to haul, landscaping tools, heavy construction gear, or even livestock, Clinton Tractor has the trailer for the job. Choose steel, aluminum, or galvanized frames from 500 pounds to 55 tons with trusted names like B-Wise, Eager Beaver, and EB. For trailers, parts, and service you can count on, visit the Caledona family at Clinton Tractor.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
ClintonTractor.net.
It's Cybersecurity Awareness Month. LifeLock is here with tips to help protect your identity. Use strong passwords, set up multi-factor authentication, report scams, and update your software. And for comprehensive identity protection, LifeLock is your best choice. LifeLock alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal information and fixes identity theft, guaranteed, or your money back. Start your protection today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
During the following program are not those
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
See when that whole thing up there, Davey, on that screen comes up? Come here and look at this. I just want you to see it as well. It's called fault. It's almost like the computers are looking at us and saying, it's all your fault. I feel like I'm at a Utica University hockey
Well, it has
game.
to be somebody's fault, right?
Got to be, apparently. It's got to be. Got a whole
Isn't that
bunch.
the way we do things now?
I think a whole bunch to get you next hour. Habakkuk's free money question is worth, what did I say? $200 coming up next hour. I have a good question that I think will be worth. Also, very interested to talk to Tom Jeruzzi. He's making a comeback here on the radio, and he'll be talking about the Notre Dame Sports Hall of Fame class of 2025. We'll get into other things as well with him, and that's all coming up. And, of course, we have news, which is straight ahead for you. Top of the hour, starting with Fox News, and then the latest local news is coming up here on a rainy Wednesday morning at WIBX.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome.
W295EI.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
The Trump administration is on deadline today. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, to tell a federal judge where the National Guard would be sent in Illinois and what their mission would be as the state's top attorney general tries to stop the president in court. Troops sent from Texas arrived yesterday.
This president is determined to federalize the National Guard and to occupy our cities with the military. It's unconscionable. It's unthinkable.
That's Democratic Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, who's established ice-free zones in his city. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche tells Fox that shields people here illegally.
And you have men out there in gangs putting on people's heads. They put a price on ICE leaders' heads for their capture or kill.
A gang member arrested for threatening the Border Patrol chief made his first federal court appearance yesterday. Today, James Comey goes to federal court in Virginia. The FBI director President Trump fired in 2017 will be arraigned on 2 charges, including lying to Congress related to the investigation into Russia's 2016 election interference.
Now, this largely stems from an exchange Comey had with Senator Ted Cruz at a 2020 Senate Judiciary hearing when Cruz asked Comey if he had authorized someone at the FBI to be an anonymous source to leak information to the media. Comey denied the accusation at the time.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. The Senate plans another funding vote this morning, but if the stalemate continues, so will the government shutdown. It's day 8, and President Trump's suggesting some furloughed federal employees may not get back pay once there's funding.
For the most part, we're going to take care of our people. There are some people that really don't deserve to be taken care of, and we'll take care of them in a different way.
They handed out the Nobel Prize for Chemistry this morning. It's being shared by 3 scientists, one in the U.S.
The Nobel is for their work developing metal organic frameworks that have enormous potential, the Nobel Committee says, for custom-made materials with new functions, like harvesting water from desert air, capturing carbon dioxide, and storing toxic gases.
That's Fox's Chris Foster. The Nobel Peace Prize goes out Friday. America's listening to Fox News.
You ever wonder why Verizon charges twice as much as Pure Talk for the same basic service? Think it might have something to do with the fact that Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion. That's billion with a B. Yeah, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. That's why they can offer unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words Micro. That's pound 250, Micro.
Surprise! Your expenses this month were way higher than you expected. Also, you forgot to renew your website domain, and now you're in a bidding war.
You should see the look on your face.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Plus, the fridge died in the break room, and now everything smells weird.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
The people of Canada will love us again. President Trump said that sitting next to the Prime Minister at the White House as they talked trade and tariffs, as the president again brought up making Canada the 51st state.
President Trump concedes a comprehensive trade deal with Canada is complicated because of a natural conflict.
They want a car company, and I want a car company, meaning the U.S. wants a car company. And they want steel, and we want steel.
Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney has so far failed to strike a deal with the Trump administration. Even his other allies ink trade agreements.
There are more areas where we are stronger together, and that's what we're focused on. And we're going to get the right deal. Right deal for America, right deal, obviously, from my perspective, for Canada.
President Trump plans to impose additional tariffs on heavy-duty vehicles from Canada and elsewhere next month. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
A Trump-backed Republican has won a congressional primary in Tennessee, and Matt Van Epps vows to stand shoulder to shoulder with the president
to advance our America First agenda.
Van Epps will face Democrat Afton Bain to replace Congressman Mark Green. On Wall Street, stock futures are on the rise the day after a decline, bringing the Dow and the down and the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ off their record highs. In the baseball playoffs, a comeback in New York.
It's a drive down the line. If it's fair, it's his moment. It is!
Aaron Judge hit the game-tying home run and drove in 4, leading the Yankees back from a 6-1 deficit to beat the Blue Jays 9-6 in FS1, but Toronto still leads the series 2-1. Seattle beat Detroit 8-4, giving the Mariners a 2-1 series advantage over the Tigers. And hockey is back. The defending Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers won the first game of the new NHL season, beating Chicago 3-2, and then Pittsburgh shut out the New York Rangers. Colorado topped the LA Kings. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. Opening statements are complete in the trial of 3 Marcy Correctional Facility officers accused of murdering an inmate. Yesterday, the prosecution claimed 3 former guards, Matthew Gallagher, Nicholas Keefer, and David Kingsley, brutally beat Robert Brooks to death last December. But lawyers for the accused said while Brooks' passing is tragic, each of the guards didn't have an equal role in it and weren't present for the entire attack. If convicted, Gallagher, Kingsley, and Keefer could face decades to even life in prison. The state attorney general's office announcing the arrest of 17 people from central New York, including 6 local residents, following a massive drug bust in the region. Authorities say the operation trafficked narcotics such as cocaine, fentanyl, heroin, and meth across central New York. Over 23 pounds of fentanyl was seized, which is enough to kill 1 New Yorker every 6 seconds for an entire year. The street value of these drugs estimated to be over $782,000. Among the arrested, 39-year-old Chase Cahoon of Rome, 32-year-old Corey M. Ching of Poland, 29-year-old Ronnie R. Evansiu of Taberg, 53-year-old Gary M. Jordan of Rome, 29-year-old Cody E. Lane of Rome, and 29-year-old Nicole E. Lighthall of Forestport, all among the charged yesterday. In Syracuse at Bridge Street, there's a new Chick-fil-A that's creating a steady line of traffic. And now, right across the street from it, there's competition as folks won't have to wait too much longer to get their hands on food from Shake Shack. The restaurant chain's first Onondaga County location in DeWitt is scheduled to open October 15th. The business is at the corner of Erie Boulevard East and Bridge Street and used to be a Friendly's restaurant. The Poland Fire District has postponed its vote on fire department contracts after cutting ties with the Poland Fire Department in August. The district is now seeking contracts for coverage from other surrounding districts. The public hearing has been set for October 20th. And Oneida County Sheriff's deputies are investigating a multiple car crash on Route 12 in Boonville. We'll have more details later on this as they become available. Roads were closed for quite some time because of the multi-vehicle crash. In sports, a big comeback and they stay alive. The Yankees still alive after rallying for a 9-6 win over the Blue Jays in Game 3 of the ALDS from the Bronx. Aaron Judge led the way at the plate after going 3 for 4 with a 3-run homer and 4 runs batted in. New York trails Toronto 2-1 of the best-of-5 series. Entering tonight's Game 4, it's again a must-win for New York. The Rangers were shut out by the Penguins 3-0 in their NHL season opener from Madison Square Garden. The NHL regular season is now officially underway. The Islanders dropped the puck. Tomorrow night, New York is visiting the Pittsburgh Penguins. And the Devils are keeping a veteran around New Jersey as signed forward Luke Glendening to a 1-year contract worth $775,000. The Devils open their regular season tomorrow night when they visit the Carolina Hurricanes in Raleigh. Giants rookie quarterback Jackson Dart says he'll be ready to go for Thursday night football. Dart, who has been dealing with a hamstring injury, said there is no doubt he will be playing Thursday night against the Eagles at MetLife Stadium. College football begins Week 7 of the season Thursday night. Here is the schedule. Following a difficult 2 weeks, Syracuse 3-3 will host Pittsburgh. The game is set for 7:30 p.m. and can be seen on YouTube TV. Unica University, following a tough loss to ranked Cortland last week, will host Morrisville State Saturday afternoon. Hamilton College 1-3 will host Trinity on Saturday at 1 in Clinton. Colgate football will host Richmond Saturday at 1. Hardwick 2-3 is home in Oneonta on Saturday. Also, they'll host St. John Fisher at 1 p.m. Race fans throughout the Northeast and Canada rolling into Oswego the next few days. The annual Super Dirt Weekend is underway. The Utica Comets open this weekend at home. The Comets host Cleveland Friday night at 7, and again Saturday afternoon at 3. Tickets are available at uticacomets.com. And if you're thinking about some college basketball, former Syracuse men's basketball star Carmelo Anthony is making a prediction ahead of the upcoming season. Anthony, whose son will be on this year's squad, says he believes the Orange will end up making the Final Four of the NCAA tournament. Carmelo led SU to its only national championship in program history back in 2003. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Coldest air since last spring spilling in. Friday going to be the coldest morning with a freeze watch. Let's back it up to tomorrow morning where there's a frost advisory. North Country obviously colder with freeze watches and warnings. Showers ending this morning. By this afternoon, maybe earlier, some sunshine. Only in the mid-60s with a gusty breeze. Mid-30s tonight, obviously surrounding areas, especially the North Country, colder. Thursday, some frost early, then sunshine, only 55. I'm Ray Stagik at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Currently, we have, I'm looking all of us, clouds. It's clouds, sorry. All of a sudden, everything disappeared on me. Clouds and 53 degrees with a little drizzle out there here this morning. Currently, 7:10, bunch to get to here. We'll talk to Tiny Powers in a second. Obama's free money question is worth $200. We'll do that at 7:35. Hold it tight. It's WIBX. Sorry, let it go. I don't know why that's still in there, Davey.
I deleted that, so just hit it out, okay?
No, I want it. I like it. I miss this music. I miss it. Can you hear me? I don't know if you're able to hear me. Hello? Watch this. I can do this without even touching the board. I need the music to stop. I actually touched the board. Listen, the Good Feet story. People of all ages can experience any level of discomfort in the knees, in the hips, in the back, and your pain may be coming from your feet. The Good Feet store enters New Hartford, and it is changing people's lives. Their trusted team of arch support specialists will assist you when you walk through the door. No appointment is needed, and it is a free, personalized, no obligation fitting. Which is key to the company's way of being able to allow you to feel and see what the problem may be. And you're literally able to see it right on paper. Free fitting and test walk, no appointment needed. The Good Feet arch supports are made in the USA, 100% U.S. origin materials, and it's a lifetime warranty. They'll fit into your current shoes, or you can walk out with new shoes, new sneakers, or whatever you're looking for. It's a 3-step system. Strengtheners, maintainers, and relaxers, and it can change your life when it comes to pain. You can walk right in. You can call ahead at 315-999-3910 or walk right into the Good Feet store, 4630 Commercial Drive in New Hartford. Also want to tell you how Ricky Z, and I've already had conversations with Rick coming in to play for our I can't believe we're even talking about it yet, our Christmas show.
I'm just going to say, you're going to say holiday stuff.
Our Christmas is in the middle of the week, so we'll do, isn't it, Davey? Why are you shaking your head? You telling me I'm wrong or what? Christmas is not in the middle of the week.
Yes, it is.
It is. Okay. Well, that's what I said. It's like on a Wednesday. So what that means is the Christmas Eve show we will do on Christmas Eve, which would be either Tuesday or Wednesday. He's looking it up.
It's Wednesday the 24th.
Okay.
Christmas is on Thursday.
All right, so Wednesday the 24th, we'll do our Christmas show from 6 a.m. until noon, and Ricky Z is going to be a part of it. Comes in with his keyboard and just blows everybody's mind.
Here's an open invitation for you, Beth. You're already committed to coming on that day.
Okay.
Okay. Committed means you're required.
Okay.
I don't know how they can do that. How do they do that here?
I've been voluntold I'll be here on Christmas Eve.
Mazda has transformed successful race-proven technology into your new Mazda. That's where Ricky Z is, if you're unfamiliar. That's why I talk about Rick and his incredible ability to play the keyboard. Save on a new Mazda lease or enjoy 2.9% APR financing on new 2025 Mazda CX-30s and CX-5s with 1.9% APR financing. The number of people who have walked up to me and said, that's your car. I like that. That is a sharp-looking vehicle. And that's the CX-90. Love it. New 2025 Mazda CX-50s, 70s, and 90s. You can see Rick or anybody at the dealership for details. As he says, let's make your deal on a new Mazda, where it's always easy to do business. First place nationally in customer satisfaction. Steep Bonnie Mazda Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Are you kidding? It's going to play again?
You losing control, Bill?
How many times is this in here? Let's try it this way. It's 7:15 at WIBX. All right, Davey. I don't know what is going on here. I mean, I like the song, but I mean, okay. Now you hit it. Go ahead. Hit it. See?
Too many
what
buttons.
Have you ejected?
It's all about too many buttons.
All right, I got a break. Let me break. This is crazy stuff. There used to be a time when it was done manually. Everything now is digital. So if you get too close, the heat from your finger will trigger it. Let's see if it works. And...
Hey everyone, it's Lisa from Fit Body Boot Camp in Whitesboro and Clinton. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we're turning sweat into support with our Burpees for Boobies Challenge. Here's how it works. All month long, you pay $1 to nominate someone to do a burpee, and every dollar goes directly to breast cancer research. It's a fun way to get involved, call out your friends, and raise money for an incredible cause. And if you're new to Fit Body, don't forget, we're also offering 3 free sessions to help you get started. So stop in, join the fun, and let's make every burpee count together.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Hello, Utica. This is Carrie Paleo from the Greater Utica Chamber of Commerce. We're thrilled to introduce some of the newest members of our business network. Let's give them a true Utica welcome and show what it means to be part of this incredible community.
Old Wicker Mill, North Utica, 50 Howard Avenue, Utica. Lux Pup Grooming Salon, 70 Genesee Street, New Hartford.
By supporting the local economy, we'll keep building the future of Utica together. Greater Utica Chamber, empowering upstate New York.
Hi, this is Scott Hayes.
And this is Jill Hayes from New York Sash.
Honey, there's a lot of folks out there right now that could use a makeover.
What? Honey, you can't say that. You shouldn't say that.
No, not a personal makeover, honey. Their bathroom. They could use a bathroom makeover from New York Sash. It's our annual bathroom makeover sale. Right now, you can get 20% off your New York Sash acrylic bathroom system. It's the best price on a bathroom we offer all year.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. It's the makeover everyone can enjoy. A New York Sash bathroom. Our installers will give you a whole new look in just a couple of days, with no mess, no maintenance, and no worries with our lifetime warranty.
Your bathroom will never look better. You can visit our showroom on Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro. Call us or lock in your discount right now online at NewYorkSash.com. Get 20% off your new bathroom.
And let our family take care of your family for less.
He digs, he turns, he dives. It is a touchdown! It is a touchdown!
The NFL is on Westwood One.
Uncorks a deep ball, downfield, into the end zone. A crowd is there, and it is caught! Touchdown! Miraculous!
The NFL plays here all season long on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All these low voices, Davey, and then my voice comes in measly and nasally. The NFL is on Westwood One. I wish I could be that guy. It's 7:19 on Wednesday morning, and yes, the government is still closed. The shutdown continues, and it's beginning to affect people in everyday America. We'll get into that with Tanya J. Powers, standing by right now from Fox News Radio. Tanya, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Tanya Powers is now on WIBX.
That's kind of scary. But
it is
okay.
scary. It is scary. I mean,
I was thinking it. I wasn't going to say it.
If you have that voice, just think about this for a second. If you have that voice, I'm looking at it like, wow, that is awesome to have that voice. But what else is he going to do? WWE? He's going to do football, NFL maybe. You're not going to hear him like, Smuckers is the greatest jelly you'll ever taste. Come to McDonald's. I don't think so.
I kind of like that. I do now want to hear him on the Smuckers commercials.
With a name like Smuckers, it's got to be good.
Yep, I like it.
That's beginning to hurt my throat. I don't know how he does it. We are shut down, and it's continuing. I'm not sure that there's any end in sight, but now it's beginning to affect some cities' air traffic controllers. Tanya, what do we know?
Yeah, it is. The air traffic controllers, there's about 13,294 of them, from what we understand, that are continuing to work. They are essential workers. They're some of the essential workers of the federal government. They are exempt from being furloughed. That's what that means, essential workers. It also means that they're working without pay during the shutdown.
Yeah.
This is according to the Department of Transportation's shutdown plan. This means the FAA has said, okay, well, we're going to have to reduce takeoffs and landings because some of the air traffic controllers across the country have called out sick. So you already had a shortage of them to start with going into this. Now there's been some who have called out sick. That means there are fewer of them to keep the planes in the air safely. So that's why the FAA has said, okay, well, we're going to reduce the amount of takeoffs and landings to accommodate that. That also translates into delays and cancellations for flights. We're seeing this in many cities across the country so far. The flights of delays in Dallas and Chicago yesterday, about 30 or 40 minutes on average. Not a huge deal, but, you know, it is a problem if you're, like, connecting through one of these cities, right? Because Chicago is, yeah, it seems like I can't fly out of New York anywhere unless I connect through Chicago for some reason.
Right.
So if you're, you know, connecting a flight, that can be a big issue. The folks in Nashville had an average delay of more than 2 hours last night, and some of their air traffic control had to be handled by the Air Traffic Control Center in Memphis, which is like 200 miles from there.
Yeah, think about that.
That's kind of a scary thing.
It is scary.
Yeah, this is something that we're seeing. They're supposed to get a partial paycheck on October 14th, but if this continues, they won't get one at all on the 28th. Now, I will remind you, in 2019, the shutdown that went on for 35 days during the first Trump administration, this was over the money for the border wall, if you'll remember. That's why the shutdown happened. He wanted money for the border wall. There was budget issues. They said no. The delays at the airports and another missed paycheck was what prompted them to finally end this, if you'll recall. The air traffic control situation and the delays at the airports was kind of the tipping point then. And part of me kind of wonders, okay, is this going to be the case now? The transportation secretary said on Monday that, you know, the sick calls were obviously an issue, but, you know, he was talking about how a lot of them, you know, seem to be calling out so they can, like, drive for Uber or something to make a few bucks, you know, while they're having to work with no pay because, you know, the bills keep coming regardless of whether the government is shut down or not.
You know, this, and you wonder which side ends up getting blamed. It depends on which side you are politically, I think. But it is very interesting when, if, God forbid, there's an accident, that's when the blank will hit the fan, I think. Because a lot of these people are, as you said, having to work second jobs. They're probably coming in, either calling in or coming in exhausted. Not a good place for an air traffic controller.
No. I mean, that's a stressful job on a good day. Yeah. And I can't imagine what it is like to literally just, you know, have people's lives in your hands at work every day. That's a level of stress that most of us can't fathom.
Yeah.
But then to have to do it for free, is a whole different thing.
Is a whole different thing, yeah. And as we said, really no end in sight in this thing. We'll see what happens. Tanya, but I do think it's stuff like this, Tanya, that will get those in Congress to kind of say, you know what, I think we got to come up with something to at least give us a couple more months to figure something out and open the government back up. If it's anything, it'll be this stuff, stories like this.
Well, and can I just say,
yes.
I think it's time to, everybody needs to take a breath and step back, and let's not worry about pointing fingers. Let's just solve the problem.
Yeah,
let's
boy,
get
doesn't that sound
let's
logical?
get the thing up and running again,
Yeah.
and then when the smoke clears and everything's
fight.
back to, and then
Yeah.
we can start discuss. Well, I use the word discussion very loosely.
I said fight.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But let's worry about whose fault, quote unquote, it is.
I mean,
after the problem is solved.
Tanya, you hear that from people all over the country, that's what the public wants, but I'm not sure that's what we're going to see.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's what we're going to see either. You know, there's a lot of politics that go into that. You know, and the sticking point for the Democrats is the health care cuts, and that's the thing that's going to affect a lot of people across the country, no matter who you voted for. That doesn't really, the political party does not matter when that happens. And you know, it's going to be interesting. Like I said, the last time, this is what did it, was the air traffic. The air travel. Yeah, this is what did it the last time. So I kind of wonder, I'm like you, I wonder if this is going to be the tipping point this time too.
And, you know, it hit the news Tuesday. You know, there are going to be more stories today. So, you know, Thursday, Friday, maybe there's some sort of a resolution. I hope so. We'll see, because it is affecting a lot of people here and throughout the country. Tanya, as always, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Have a great day, Tanya. Jay Powers from Fox News. But yeah, I mean, you're talking about they had to go 200 miles away. You got an air traffic controller taking care of their airport, and another one 200 miles away. That is a little bit on the scary side, right? If it was so easy, they just have, you know, one, maybe four across the country and split the country in four.
They'd have regional ones instead of
regional.
Yep.
By the way, there's a story right now that is breaking here this morning. Not here, but in to the north in the village of Pulaski, a shelter in place in the village of Pulaski Wednesday. After this morning, this just broke a few minutes ago. After an armed man, according to reports, was seen in the area, according to Oswego County dispatchers. A reverse 911 alert was sent to residents at 5:50 a.m. this morning. So actually, this has been out there for a while. The alert said the suspect, a 50 to 60-year-old man wearing a gray T-shirt and pajama pants, was armed in the area. Authorities urged anybody who sees the individual to call 911 immediately. As a precaution, Pulaski schools are on a 2-hour delay Wednesday morning. I realize it doesn't affect us here, but how it does is sometimes these things can serve as copycat situations. So puts everybody a bit on edge. Quick break. It's 7:28 at WIBX.
Are your windows old and tired? Hard to put up and down? Builder's grade windows just aren't made to last very long. Patriot Home Solutions is a different kind of window company. No games or gimmicks, no long drawn-out sales presentations, just high-quality, custom-fit windows at reasonable prices made right here in New York. And right now, you can get up to $2,000 off new windows from Patriot and NYSERDA, plus 0% interest for 18 months. Most homeowners qualify for the savings, and income is not one of the requirements. So write this number down, 315-401-0440. That's 401-0440. Patriot Home Solutions will tell you right over the phone if you qualify. Don't miss your chance to save up to $2,000 on new windows. Funds are limited, so call before they run out. Learn more at callpatriothomesolutions.com. That's callpatriothomesolutions.com.
Former City of Utica Controller Mike Sermonaro is running for Utica City Controller in the November 4th election. Mike has unmatched leadership credentials serving residents of Utica. Please join us at a kickoff fundraising event to elect Mike Sermonaro as Utica City Controller at Stonebridge Golf and Country Club, Thursday, October 9th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. For ticket information, call 315-794-2265. Mike would be honored to once again serve the city as their Chief Financial Officer. Paid for by friends of Mike Sermonaro for Utica City Controller.
The Potting Shed Antiques in Whitesboro is buying silver, gold-filled, vintage costume, estate jewelry, and U.S. and Canadian coins. They've been your hometown buyer for over 50 years. While other gold and silver buyers claim to offer the highest prices, the Potting Shed Antiques actually delivers. Let Don Hartman take a look at your individual pieces or your entire collection. The Potting Shed Antiques, open Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Please call ahead for an appointment. Visit thepottingshedantiques.com.
Hey, I want to tell you about River Hills Properties as they continue to invest in upstate New York and make selling your home that much easier. And that's really the goal. It's about services that are not provided by your average real estate agency here in upstate New York. Services you might see elsewhere, but here, people who know River Hills have become accustomed to expecting these services. Like when your house is shown, your listing agent can be there every time the house is shown, as opposed to having people go through the home with a listing agent who used the lockbox and kind of came in and doesn't really know where the light switches are. Having River Hills there, they're walking people through if they need it. They are answering questions if people have questions, and you know they almost always do. And it's everything from the very beginning, from the appraisal to the inspection, everything from the very beginning to the closing. Your listing agent at River Hills is there. That's the River Hills way. With offices in Barneville, Little Falls, to the north in Copenhagen and Utica, in Newport, home of Mark Butler, and coming soon to Rome, along with the amazing Gulf Coast of Florida, Sarasota, Naples, and Marco Island. It's River Hills Properties. Online, riverhillspropertiesllc.com. Call 315-896-1009. Remember, nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties. Coming up, Hobica's free money question of the day. It's worth $200. We had a winner yesterday. It's worth $200 this morning, and we'll do it in about 5. Coming up at WIBX.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. Opening statements are complete in the trial of 3 Marcy Correctional Facility officers accused of murdering an inmate. Yesterday, the prosecution claimed 3 former guards, Matthew Gallagher, Nicholas Keefer, and David Kingsley, brutally beat Robert Brooks to death last December. But lawyers for the accused said while Brooks' passing is tragic, each of the guards didn't have an equal role in it and weren't present for the entire attack. If convicted, Gallagher, Kingsley, and Keefer could face decades to even life in prison. The State Attorney General's office announcing the arrest of 17 people from Central New York, including 6 local residents, following a massive drug bust in the region. Authorities say the operation trafficked narcotics such as cocaine, fentanyl, heroin, and meth across Central New York. Over 23 pounds of fentanyl was seized, which is enough to kill 1 New Yorker every 6 seconds for an entire year. The street value of these drugs estimated to be over $782,000. Among the arrested, 39-year-old Chase Cahoon of Rome, 32-year-old Corey M. Ching of Poland, 29-year-old Ronnie R. Ivanciu of Taberg, 53-year-old Gary M. Jordan of Rome, 29-year-old Cody E. Lane of Rome, and 29-year-old Nicole E. Lighthall of Forestport, all among the charged yesterday. In Syracuse at Bridge Street, there's a new Chick-fil-A that's creating a steady line of traffic. And now, right across the street from it, there's competition as folks won't have to wait too much longer to get their hands on food from Shake Shack. The restaurant chain's first Onondaga County location in DeWitt is scheduled to open October 15th. The business is at the corner of Erie Boulevard East and Bridge Street and used to be a Friendly's restaurant. The Poland Fire District has postponed its vote on fire department contracts after cutting ties with the Poland Fire Department in August. The district is now seeking contracts for coverage from other surrounding districts. The public hearing has been set for October 20th. And Oneida County Sheriff's deputies are investigating a multiple-car crash on Route 12 in Boonville. We'll have more details later on this as they become available. Roads were closed for quite some time because of the multi-vehicle crash. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Coldest air since last spring spilling in. Friday going to be the coldest morning with a freeze watch. Let's back it up to tomorrow morning where there's a frost advisory. North Country obviously colder with freeze watches and warnings. Showers ending this morning, by this afternoon, maybe earlier, some sunshine. Only in the mid-60s with a gusty breeze. Mid-30s tonight, obviously, surrounding areas, especially the North Country, colder. Thursday, some frost early, then sunshine, only 55. I'm Ray Staging at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Cloudy and some light rain, off and on, drizzle, 53 degrees. Boy, that rain came down yesterday, didn't it?
Yeah, it
It
did.
was raining pretty hard for a while.
Yesterday afternoon.
Time for Hobica's free money question of the day, and it's worth $200 this morning, plus some stuff. We'll get to that coming up. Davey, this morning you are looking for caller number what?
I'm just saying, you better not change up tomorrow when the man, the myth, the legend is in studio.
When Hobica's here.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
See how I said that? The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, I did.
I wasn't sucking up or anything.
No, you wouldn't. You're looking for caller number what?
Let's do caller number 6, Bill.
6th caller. Right now, your chance at $200. Caller number 6 at 315-736-0186 right now.
Are your windows old and tired? Hard to put up and down? Builder's grade windows just aren't made to last very long. Patriot Home Solutions is a different kind of window company. No games or gimmicks, no long drawn out sales presentations, just high quality, custom fit windows at reasonable prices made right here in New York. And right now, you can get up to $2,000 off new windows from Patriot and NYSERDA, plus 0% interest for 18 months. Most homeowners qualify for the savings, and income is not one of the requirements. So write this number down, 315-401-0440. That's 401-0440. Patriot Home Solutions will tell you right over the phone if you qualify. Don't miss your chance to save up to $2,000 on new windows. Funds are limited, so call before they run out. Learn more at callpatriothomesolutions.com. That's callpatriothomesolutions.com.
How safe is your retirement? War is everywhere, debt continues to skyrocket, and the dollar is losing purchasing power. The value of the dollar is falling fast. That's why more and more people are converting their IRA or 401k to a gold and silver IRA to protect their retirement. In 2025, both gold and silver have risen an impressive 29%, and many experts project even bigger gains ahead. Take action now. Convert some of your IRA or 401k to a gold and silver IRA with Lear Capital. Call 800-957-GOLD for your free precious metals guide and IRA transfer kit. And with a qualified purchase, get up to $15,000 in bonus gold or silver deposited directly into your precious metals IRA. Lear Capital, the nation's leader in precious metals for 28 years. Call today at 800-957-GOLD. That's 800-957-GOLD. 800-957-4653.
Hello, Utica. This is Carrie Paleo from the Greater Utica Chamber of Commerce. We're thrilled to introduce some of the newest members of our business network. Let's give them a true Utica welcome and show what it means to be part of this incredible community.
Old Wicker Mill, North Utica, 50 Howard Avenue, Utica. Lux Pup Grooming Salon, 70 Genesee Street, New Hartford.
By supporting the local economy, we'll keep building the future of Utica together. Greater Utica Chamber, empowering upstate New York.
Keeler in the Morning invites you to connect with us through telephonic communication at 315-736-0186. Or use the Call Us button on the WIBX 950 app. For additional contact methodologies, please refer to WIBX950.com.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, Davey, this is time for Hobica's free money question of the day. It comes from the Hobica Law Firm, Joseph and Andrew Hobica. And for all of your legal needs, call 315-724-1600 is the number. I don't have it written on my screen here what the name of the caller. What is the caller's name? I guess I'm looking for here, Davey. Oh, you've written it in, and it's Dale. Okay. All right, we go to Dale now, who's standing by, ready to take a shot. Hello, Dale. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing, Dale?
Not bad, and you?
Good. Where are you calling from?
Utica.
All right. You know how the contest works?
Yep.
I give you a question that is so difficult, no one could answer it. And somehow you come up with the answer. It's amazing.
Let's hope.
Let's hope.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. This is yours. I don't know if you know or not, but today is National Fluffernutter Day in America. In 2006, so this is recent, somewhat recent, here's your question, which state's legislator said she would fight to the death for fluff in order to be naming Fluff the Fluffernutter sandwich of her state, the official sandwich of her state? Which state are we looking at? Ready and go.
Massachusetts?
You're going to go with Massachusetts. What a guess. Turns out he's absolutely right.
Oh, my gosh.
Really?
It is Massachusetts. Listen, I know that working out in New England for about 3 years, fluff was huge out there. And it's because that's kind of where it somewhat originated, and in Massachusetts. And it is, I think they made it the Fluffernutter, the official sandwich of Massachusetts.
I didn't know there was such a thing, a state sandwich.
Dale, what a hell of a guess that was. That was awesome. That gives you $200. We'll also throw in the all-in-one food and fun card, and Comets open up this weekend. I mean, people are cheering for you in the background. Can you hear him? I can hear him. We'll also give you the tickets to this Sunday's Riggy Fest, along with the walk and run. But the Riggy Fest part of it, where 17 restaurants all in one place give you a chance to sample their Riggies, and you can vote on them. And it benefits the Citron military program. And those tickets are yours as well. So stand by. Dale, Davey's going to hook you up.
Thanks, Bill.
Congratulations.
Nice job. Good guess. Would you have guessed Massachusetts?
You know, I was thinking New England because I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
if it's got to come from a state where like marshmallows is a major manufacturer, or they grow something like that.
Right. They
I don't
grow
know if
the
I
marshmallows.
they grow the
Yeah,
marshmallows.
they grow them there. They're really
I don't
big.
know that. I don't know if Massachusetts would come in, but I was thinking New England.
I would only know because of being out there. And as kids, we grew up with it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The best Fluffernutter sandwich to me is grilled. Like you'd have a grilled
almost like
cheese.
a s'mores without the chocolate.
So the peanut butter, the fluff, and then you grill it on buttered bread. It is
Wow.
pretty darn good.
Now I'm going to have to stop on the way home and pick up Fluffernutter and
Craving
white
that?
bread.
Not as much as I've craved your cookies here. In studio is Tom Ceruzzi. He is a Notre Dame High School Hall of Fame committee member, and Tom is on the air with us this morning. Good morning.
Bill, thanks for having me.
How are you? Stay nice and tight on that mic, and let's talk about first of all the history of the Hall of Fame.
The history of the Notre Dame Sports Hall of Fame, great sports tradition for the past 55, 60 years.
Yeah.
Some incredible players coming out of there, athletes, etc. In 1998, they finally decided to start a Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And numerous outstanding athletes, student athletes, are hang on that wall as you enter Notre Dame High School. And on October 23rd, Thursday night at 6 o'clock, we're going to be honoring the 2025 class. But Bill, I just want to mention, I can't mention the Notre Dame Sports Hall of Fame without mentioning the Marion Club of Notre Dame High School, because our event is in conjunction with
All
them.
right, explain that.
And back in 1991, Margaret Durr, the late Margaret Durr, mother of Mike Durr and Beth Durr, who's the mother of the Trinkus sisters, who are pretty good athletes at Notre Dame now.
Yeah.
She started the Marion Club, and the Marion Club's mission is to provide scholarships for needy families who want to provide a Catholic education for their children.
Okay.
And since 1991, they've given out over $1 million in scholarships.
Wow.
This year alone, just handed over a check to Notre Dame that's going to support 59 families.
So
And
these
this
are
acts-
families who want to go to Notre Dame.
who want to support, who want to provide a Catholic education
Yeah.
for their children,
Nice.
and who may not be able to afford it. It's quite expensive.
Yeah.
And this is in conjunction, our dinner with them. There'll be an honoree that night for the Marion Club. It's actually John and Renee Snyder. John's a familiar name. They've done a lot of service and volunteer work over the years. Their 4 kids graduated from Notre Dame. John's the current varsity girls basketball coach, led
Okay.
that team to a 2024
Nice.
state championship. And it'll be a fundraiser. We'll raise anywhere between $10,000 and $12,000. So I
Wow.
just want to
Nice.
mention the importance of the Marion
Yeah.
Club.
And then who gets inducted this year?
This year we have an outstanding, well-deserved class. It's led by Patrick Moore. Patrick Moore is currently assistant basketball coach at Colgate University, where he played basketball and was a good player, had a good career there. Patrick's a 2010 graduate of Notre Dame, and this is long overdue. He's actually the leading scorer in Notre Dame basketball history.
Oh, he is.
His name sits atop that banner that hangs in the wall of Michael J. Walsh Memorial Gymnasium, and so he's being honored.
All-American.
McDonald's nominee his high school season, which is an incredible feat in itself, you know. And also
huge.
the late Bob Devins. Bob Devins was a coach at Notre Dame from 80 to 85. I was actually a student manager in 80, 81, and 82.
Wow.
But Bob is considered to be one of the best players to ever suit up for Notre Dame in a basketball uniform. In fact, in 2018, he was honored as one of the top 75 players in Central New York.
Wow.
And I know his family is so excited to get together and whatnot. They're going to have
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. And along with Mike Gucca's a 70s grad from Notre Dame. He was a football and basketball player, had a really good career. And then there's Coach Joe Milazzo, who's actually in his fourth decade of coaching. He's the current head coach at Utica College, the career leader in wins there. Joe was a young coach. 1981, he was given the reins of Notre Dame High School.
Yeah.
There were some skeptics. He was 24 years old, out of Cortland State, Proctor grad, and he went 3-11 in 1981. But he had a player by the name of Mark Lemke, and the last 7-8 years, 130 and 30, and sectional championships, COL championships, state Final Four appearances. Very worthy. Still, like I said, he's still coaching 4 decades later.
Yeah, wow.
And then we also have Claire Saring. She was a 5-year varsity basketball player at Notre Dame, and as an 8th grader, she was instrumental in helping lead that 2014 team that was led by Emily Durr to a state championship.
Yeah, that was
very
great
familiar.
year.
Good bloodlines. Her mom's a Grimmer. She will join.
Okay.
She will join her late uncle Kevin on that wall. And then lastly is the 2005 New York State Class C championship baseball team. I know Jeff played on the 2000. Jeff Manansky played on the 2001.
Yeah.
They were just honored a couple years ago, and I know Jeff could tell you that I've talked to a few of the players on this 2005 team, and they're really excited just to see some guys they haven't seen in almost 20 years. And again, the dinner's October 23rd at Harts Hill. 6 o'clock start. It should be an exciting evening.
That's really cool.
We're expecting a crowd of about 100, 175 people. We've already sold 150 tickets, and you could get tickets by going to the Notre Dame website.
All right.
And
NotreDameUtica.org is the website.
Yes.
That's the 23rd.
Yes.
Thursday night, the 23rd at Harts Hill.
So much to celebrate.
A lot.
It's great.
And I know you wanted to, first of all, I would be remiss if I did not mention your loyalty and bravery to wear the Mets jersey.
Oh, you noticed that,
Bill,
did you?
I wore it. I wore it in for you, but also one of your dear guests who's got me on speed dial. I'm almost afraid to say is our good friend Steph.
Stephen,
so,
yes.
So I wore it for you and Steph.
Well, we appreciate it. Listen, next year's our year. I've already started saying it. I hope.
Got to have pitching and defense, though. You can't hit all the home runs you want without pitching and defense.
I felt like we had the best pitching staff in baseball at one point, maybe right up until June, and the best defense in baseball right up until June. But watching that last week, having them throw the ball around, and it was just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yeah. All right. I also know that you wanted to talk about something that has affected your life.
Well, you know what, and I really just want to mention on addiction, and it's really not about addiction that I want to talk that I want to mention. It's about recovery.
Yeah,
it's about recovery.
I'm so glad to see you.
October 6th was 6.5 years of clean sobriety for me.
Congratulations!
And as you know, I was the Stop DWI coordinator, and even though I was delivering a real and true message, it was hypocritically given, but it was a true. And, I got to tell you, And the only thing I want to say, Bill, is if anybody's struggling out there, reach out to somebody, because people do. What I found out is people care, and people and we do matter, and you can recover.
I think that what you went through, and let's be honest, you caused this. whatever was going on, it was certainly you're accepting
absolutely
responsibility.
know my part in it. Absolutely.
But because you were in the position that you were in, it had to make that so much more. I mean, I imagine you don't want to walk out the door. It had to make it so much more difficult, and recovery so much more difficult. The fact that you have done that is a major, major accomplishment.
Again, Bill, and that's why I say to anybody that's struggling out there to make sure that you reach out to somebody that you trust, because what I found out that very night, it broke me. I'm not going to lie to you, it broke me. But looking back on it, that's me and my self-pity and feeling sorry for myself. Definitely know the part I played in it. But I was very fortunate because sitting broken in my brother Rocco's living room that next morning, I had a couple friends knock on my door.
Yeah.
And I won't mention their names, but I got to tell you, and one of them has a very public position, and doesn't know how toxic I am, but he didn't care. He had, at 8 o'clock that morning, he was making arrangements for me at a rehab, and he put me in his car and he took me there.
Wow.
And I don't know if those two gentlemen's knock on that door saved my life, but it saved me from me. And at the end of the day, it was at rehab where you got to get honest with yourself. Anybody that's struggling, whether it's addiction, mental health, and et cetera, you need to get honest with yourself, and you got to be willing to change. And all I can tell you from an addiction standpoint, it's possible. It's possible. I'm sitting here, and worst moment of my life, I can tell you that it's been the best journey. And I try to pass it on. You know, I do some speaking at McPike and some of the other places and some sports teams, et cetera. Maybe one day I'll look to get back into the schools and talk about that side of it, wearing a different cap. And
I do find that in
because
schools,
the problem's real, and I know you know that,
real.
and it's greater than you think. I'm out there and I see it every day.
And there is a, and I've seen it. There is a chemical change in the brain where logic and the decision-making process is completely altered.
Absolutely.
And it's usually people look from afar and how could that happen? How could he do that? Well, the drug is powerful.
There's no discrimination, Bill. I was in rehab with doctors, lawyers, judges, you name it. There's no discrimination. It doesn't matter your economic standing or et cetera. But like I said, my message is if you are struggling, reach out to me. You could text me or email me, tjarizzi9@gmail.com. And if you want to change, you can.
Well, congratulations on your journey and your success.
And thank you for being brave today to Well, it takes a lot.
People were there to help me. You do find out who's real in your life, and I'm very, very blessed to have a lot of real people in my life, no more so than my 4 brothers.
Yeah.
And my mom would be proud. You know, Mom was a single mom.
Yeah.
And we go at it every once in a while, but when the chips are down, we're there for one another.
That's pretty awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Tom Jersey, we'll break and come back. WIBX.
Clearing out your home or commercial building, John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation will handle it for you. We handle residential or any size commercial property, before and after estate sale cleanouts or any junk removal service. John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation is a 5-star rated and background checked business, providing service you can count on, and we're fully insured in the industry. Call John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation today and take the stress out of your mess.
Hi, I'm Phil DiGiorgio. Planning for the future isn't always easy, but protecting what you've worked so hard for is important. The DiGiorgio Law Firm invites you to a free estate planning and asset protection workshop to be held on Thursday, October 9th, 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. at the DiGiorgio Law Firm offices at 250 Genesee Street, Utica, New York. Seats are limited, so call 315-732-3155 to reserve your spot. At this free workshop, you'll learn how to use trusts to preserve your home and assets from the high costs of long-term care, how to safeguard safeguard inheritances for loved ones receiving public benefits, and discover techniques to help you access Medicaid benefits for home care or nursing home costs without spending your assets down to zero. Take control of your legacy. You can't take it with you, but you can decide where it goes. Call the DiGiorgio Law Firm today at 315-732-3155 to RSVP for the workshop or to schedule your own consultation. Again, that's 315-732-3155. The DiGiorgio Law Firm. Start protecting your hard-earned assets now.
Frontotemporal degeneration, or FTD, causes uncharacteristic personality changes, apathy, and unexplained struggles with decision-making, movement, speaking, or language comprehension. It's often misdiagnosed as bipolar disorder, depression, and sometimes just a midlife crisis. Learn more this World FTD Awareness Week by visiting the Association for Frontotemporal Degeneration at theaftd.org.
Hello, Utica. This is Carrie Paleo from the Greater Utica Chamber of Commerce. We're thrilled to introduce some of the newest members of our business network. Let's give them a true Utica welcome and show what it means to be part of this incredible community.
Old Wicker Mill, North Utica, 50 Howard Avenue, Utica. Lux Pup Grooming Salon, 70 Genesee Street, New Hartford.
By supporting the local economy, we'll keep building the future of Utica together. Greater Utica Chamber, empowering upstate New York.
Celebrating 100 years.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
You know, the Comets open this weekend, Friday and Saturday. Saturday's a matinee game at 3 o'clock, and they open Friday night at the Adirondack Bank Center. Tomorrow, Jeff Stone will be in. We're going to talk about some. It's become an event. When you go out, everything's got to be an event, right? And it is. You can go. Oh, we didn't get dinner yet. No worries. You just go to the game, and by the time you're done, you've had dinner. And Paul's looking for dinner right now. Beth, is that Tupperware too?
No, that's not Tupperware.
It doesn't.
That's not Tupperware.
Well, I'm sorry. Let me go to the. I got a few minutes here before we break, and then we'll speak with Paul Buckley. On the line right now is Mayor. I can't come up with anybody, so it's Stefan. He heard his name mentioned, and he's on the line. So, hello, Stefan. Good morning.
Well, hello. It's Derek Jeter.
That's right. I forgot about that. Derek Jeter on the line as we speak. Good morning. How about that comeback win last night?
Yes, that was a great Yankee game last night and a good win. But I want to remind Yankee fans that, and let the younger Yankee fans know, back in 1996, they were playing the Braves in the World Series, and they were down 0-2, and they came back and won 4 straight to win the whole thing.
Yeah, that was. I heard that talked about several times yesterday. But this is not an easy challenge. They have to win tonight. Then they're going to have to go back to Toronto, into Canada, and win again in order to move on. So tough challenge, but last night looked like they have all the chance in the world. Pretty wild.
Yes, they do, and I remember that in '96 they had to do it for 3 games. They had to go on the road to Atlanta and then come back for Game 6 and win it in Yankee Stadium, the old Yankee Stadium at the time.
Yeah. All right, pretty wild. Anything else, Stefan? I know that Tom was mentioning your name. That he often talks to you. And every once in a while, when you need a ride, maybe you call Tom and me and others and Joe.
Yep.
And others.
Now, I think the Mets have a lot of work to do with the roster, and number one, they need to bolster the pitching staff. I think that Mr. that was their culprit toward after July, the pitching staff. So they need a true ace, hopefully.
No doubt. But we have learned there's a couple of the young kids who were brought up, I think, have a real possibility and a real future with the Mets and Major League Baseball. We'll see what happens. So, yeah, it's another year, another October, Stefan, where we're just sitting here watching from the cheap seats.
Right.
All right. All right. Have a great day, man. Thank you.
Bye, Bill.
Bye, Stefan. He'll be at the game this weekend, Comets game. And he might be at a Colgate game. He might be at a University game. He's going to be all over. Buckley, pull up that microphone. I'm going to let you tease what you're talking about coming up here this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for having us. I brought my best friend, Mark Sokolowski, the head of DPW, and we are talking...
We're going to talk about the bar. We're going to talk about the dinghy.
Yes, but then we're talking about leave it at the curb. Green waste, leave it at the curb.
3. Okay, sounds good. I have a quick break, and we'll do it on the other side of news, which is next.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. W295EI. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
They'll try again at the Senate this morning. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. To fund the government, which is shut down for an 8th straight day. Fox's Peter Ducey's at the White House.
Both sides are still really dug in. It does not seem like there are any plans for Democratic congressional leaders to come here to the White House to try to negotiate a way out. And it doesn't really feel like President Trump is in much of a hurry to talk to them.
And I really think that these are people that I think they have nothing to lose. They have a party that's out of control.
Now, the president has also suggested some furloughed federal workers may not get back pay when the funding stalemate is finally resolved. Some federal workers deemed essential have to keep working without pay, like air traffic controllers, but some have been calling out sick. And this morning, there are nearly 500 flight delays on top of more than 9,000 the past 2 days. Now to Chicago, where Fox's Jeff Manasso reports.
Hundreds of Illinois National Guard troops, federalized, and hundreds more have arrived in suburban Chicago, courtesy of Texas Governor Republican Greg Abbott, to help keep immigration agents and facilities safe. Immigration action that Governor Pritzker and other Democrats have railed against. They've also filed suit over the use of the National Guard here, calling it illegal.
Well, a federal judge has given the Trump administration a today deadline to detail where the troops would be sent and what they'd do once deployed. The president is a high-profile critic of his illegal immigration crackdown.
Pope Leo XIV has met visiting American bishops in the Vatican, telling them to take a firm line in support of migrants who fear deportation from the United States. Mark Seitz, the Bishop of El Paso, Texas, telling reporters that the pontiff is very personally concerned.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. In a few hours, James Comey will be arraigned in federal court in Virginia. The former FBI director facing two charges, including lying to Congress in 2020 testimony about the 2016 election. Current FBI Director Kash Patel tells Fox,
the mainstream media wants to take the eye off the ball and create theater.
America's listening to Fox News.
You ever wonder why Verizon charges twice as much as Pure Talk for the same basic service? Think it might have something to do with the fact that Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion? That's billion with a B? Yeah. Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. That's why they can offer unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words micro. That's pound 250, micro.
Surprise! Your expenses this month were way higher than you expected. Also, you forgot to renew your website domain, and now you're in a bidding war.
You should see the look on your face.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Plus, the fridge died in the break room, and now everything smells weird.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
For a third day, Israel and Hamas are holding indirect talks in Egypt, discussing President Trump's ceasefire plan for Gaza to stop Israel's war and free the last hostages.
The two sides have exchanged names. Hamas giving a list of prisoners it wants freed, also supplying a list of roughly 48 hostages, 20 of them still believed to be alive. Still, though, major challenges ahead on both sides. Israel wants Hamas to disarm completely. That's not something Hamas has agreed to. For its side, Hamas is saying saying it wants a guarantee that once it gives up the hostages, that Israel will not restart a war.
That's Fox's Steve Harrigan in Tel Aviv. Now, yesterday marked 2 years since the Hamas terror attack that triggered Israel's war, and at the White House,
President Trump welcomed the family of Omer Nutrup, a dual U.S.-Israeli citizen killed in Hamas captivity whose body remains in Gaza.
These are sensitive times, as we all know, and we are hoping to get good news soon.
Omer's father, Ronan Nutrup, a Long Island resident, told reporters following his meeting with the president and administration officials the next 2 days will be pivotal.
We've been in this place before, this roller coaster of emotions, so we're trying to protect ourselves.
At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
on Wall Street, stock futures are rising the day after the Dow dropped 93 points, and the Nasdaq and the S&P 500 fell from their record highs. In the baseball playoffs, a comeback keeps the Yankees alive.
There's the drive to deep right field. New York leads for the first time in the series.
Jazz Chisholm's home run broke a tie in FS1, and the New York Yankees added 2 more, rallying from down 6-1 to beat the Blue Jays 9-6. But Toronto still leads that series 2-1. Seattle has the same lead over Detroit. The Mariners beat the Tigers 8-4. Today, a quadruple header as those all teams play again, and there will be game threes played in both National League series. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. Opening statements are complete in the trial of 3 Marcy Correctional Facility officers accused of murdering an inmate. Yesterday, the prosecution claimed 3 former guards, Matthew Gallagher, Nicholas Keefer, and David Kingsley, brutally beat Robert Brooks to death last December. But lawyers for the accused said while Brooks' passing is tragic, each of the guards didn't have an equal role in it and weren't present for the entire attack. If convicted, Gallagher, Kingsley, and Keefer could face decades to even life in prison. The State Attorney General's office announcing the arrest of 17 people from Central New York, including 6 local residents, following a massive drug bust in the region. Authorities say the operation trafficked narcotics such as cocaine, fentanyl, heroin, and meth across Central New York. Over 23 pounds of fentanyl was seized, which is enough to kill 1 New Yorker every 6 seconds for an entire year. The street value of these drugs estimated to be over $782,000. Among the arrested, 39-year-old Chase Cahoon of Rome, 32-year-old Corey M. Ching of Poland, 29-year-old Ronnie R. Ivanciu of Taberg, 53-year-old Gary M. Jordan of Rome, 29-year-old Cody E. Lane of Rome, and 29-year-old Nicole E. Lighthall of Forestport, all among the charged yesterday. In Syracuse at Bridge Street, there's a new Chick-fil-A that's creating a steady line of traffic. And now, right across the street from it, there's competition as folks won't have to wait too much longer to get their hands on food from Shake Shack. The restaurant chain's first Onondaga County location in DeWitt is scheduled to open October 15th. The business is at the corner of Erie Boulevard East and Bridge Street and used to be a Friendly's restaurant. The Poland Fire District has postponed its vote on fire department contracts after cutting ties with the Poland Fire Department in August. The district is now seeking contracts for coverage from other surrounding districts. The public hearing has been set for October 20th. And Oneida County Sheriff's deputies are investigating a multiple car crash on Route 12 in Boonville. We'll have more details later on this as they become available. Roads were closed for quite some time because of the multi-vehicle crash. In sports, a big comeback and they stay alive. The Yankees still alive after rallying for a 9-6 win over the Blue Jays in Game 3 of the ALDS from the Bronx. Aaron Judge led the way at the plate after going 3 for 4 with a 3-run homer and 4 runs batted in. New York trails Toronto 2-1 of the best-of-5 series. Entering tonight's Game 4, it's again a must-win for New York. The Rangers were shut out by the Penguins 3-0 in their NHL season opener from Madison Square Garden. The NHL regular season is now officially underway. The Islanders drop the puck. Tomorrow night, New York is visiting the Pittsburgh Penguins. And the Devils are keeping a veteran around New Jersey as signed forward Luke Glendening to a 1-year contract worth $775,000. The Devils open their regular season tomorrow night when they visit the Carolina Hurricanes in Raleigh. Giants rookie quarterback Jackson Dart says he'll be ready to go for Thursday night football. Dart, who has been dealing with a hamstring injury, said there is no doubt he will be playing Thursday night against the Eagles at MetLife Stadium. College football begins Week 7 of the season Thursday night. Here is the schedule. Following a difficult 2 week, Syracuse 3-3 will host Pittsburgh. The game is set for 7:30 p.m. and can be seen on YouTube TV. Utica University, following a tough loss to ranked Cortland last week, will host Morrisville State Saturday afternoon. Hamilton College, 1-3, will host Trinity on Saturday at 1 in Clinton. Colgate football will host Richmond Saturday at 1. Hardwick, 2-3, is home in Oneonta on Saturday. Also, they'll host St. John Fisher at 1 p.m. Race fans throughout the Northeastern Canada rolling into Oswego the next few days. The annual Super Dirt Weekend is underway. The Utica Comets open this weekend at home. The Comets host Cleveland Friday night at 7, and again Saturday afternoon at 3. Tickets are available at uticacomets.com. And if you're thinking about some college basketball, former Syracuse men's basketball star Carmelo Anthony is making a prediction ahead of the upcoming season. Anthony, whose son will be on this year's squad, says he believes the Orange will end up making the Final Four of the NCAA tournament. Carmelo led SU to its only national championship in program history back in 2003. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Coldest air since last spring spilling in. Friday going to be the coldest morning with a freeze watch. Let's back it up to tomorrow morning where there's a frost advisory. North Country obviously colder with freeze watches and warnings. Showers ending this morning. By this afternoon, maybe earlier, some sunshine. Only in the mid-60s with a gusty breeze. Mid-30s tonight, obviously surrounding areas, especially the North Country, colder. Thursday, some frost early, then sunshine, only 55. I'm Ray Stagik at the Weather Channel, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Currently, cloudy skies and 54. And as Ray said, cooler tomorrow and then coldest day of the season on
so
Friday.
far, yeah.
What are they saying? This may be the end of the growing season. Friday morning It'll be cold enough to end the growing season, whatever that means. Sheriff Rob Mitchell on the line right now. I wanted to get a Sheriff, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good. I wanted to get an update on, let's start with the multi-car, what is it, a 4-car crash on Route 12?
Yeah, 4 cars involved late yesterday afternoon, Route 12 in Boonville. 4 cars involved. Individual was attempting to turn left into a private driveway when they were rear-ended by a vehicle. That impact sent them into the oncoming lane of traffic, where obviously they were struck by another vehicle. Then there was a 4th vehicle involved. Very difficult accident. Sadly, a 29-year-old occupant lost her life in the vehicle that was turning into the driveway. We haven't released her name yet. That'll be later today. Obviously, Route 12 was closed for several hours due to obviously the large scene for accident reconstruction. It takes a significant amount of time, especially when you're involved with 4 different vehicles and obviously witnesses and whatnot. So it's just a very tragic accident, and someone tragically lost their life. And we just want to remind people, when you're out there driving, just please make sure you're paying attention to everything that's going on around you.
Listen, it only takes one look away from the road or
one moment.
Knows? Yeah, one moment.
Exactly.
The sad part of the story is that the young woman who lost her life, we're told one of her children was waiting at the driveway for her mother to get home when the accident happened.
A very tragic thing, and I'm not going to get into any of that because, like I said, we actually recently just changed our policy. Typically, once next of kin is notified, we would release the names, but we recently changed our policy. In addition to notification of next of kin, we are going to wait 24 hours until the name is officially released, and any of those specific details are released. Only because we've had some instances. If you're reaching out to one family member, they may not be able to get to the rest of the family in a short period of time. And the last thing we want to have happen is someone learn of a tragic passing of a dear family or friend on the radio or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, not that that's unusual, but it does happen, and we just want to try to be as sensitive as we can when these tragedies occur.
Yep.
So.
This is a tough one. So, and then quickly, a very large drug bust yesterday. I thought the numbers that came out of this were incredible in terms of fentanyl. What was it? It would kill
one New Yorker every 6 seconds.
Every 6
for
seconds for 1 year. That was the amount of fentanyl that was confiscated yesterday.
It's the largest single seizure of fentanyl powder in the Attorney General's task force since they've been around. And we were first and foremost, hats off to every one of the members from multiple law enforcement agencies, including the sheriff's office here, because a lot of this trafficking was occurring in Oneida County, and we had investigators assigned to this case for quite some time. But this is a perfect example of agencies working together from the county level. There were several sheriff's offices involved, several police departments involved, and certainly the Attorney General's office. So it's a perfect example of county and state and local law enforcement agencies working together for an extended period of time to take, a major drug ring was dismantled yesterday in central New York. A lot of drugs taken off the street, a lot of dangerous drugs, nearly $1 million in cash, and obviously a handful of very dangerous weapons too. So, hats off to everyone that was working on this case. These folks put a lot of time and effort into this case, and 17 people have been charged. And like I said, a major drug trafficking operation in central New York, including right here in our community, was dismantled yesterday.
Listen, I just quickly mentioning the fentanyl thing. A family member had surgery done last week, and they were prescribed oxy for 3 days afterwards, which this person is very stubborn and wouldn't take it. However, what I found interesting is in New York, they if they prescribe oxycodone, or however you say that,
oxytocin,
any of those, they also prescribe Narcan. When you pick up your prescription, you also pick up a prescription for Narcan. I thought that was really interesting.
I mean, we're dealing with some dangerous things here, and like I said, Narcan will reverse the effects of several of them. Not all of the drugs that are out on the street, but it's like I said, and these things are, as you know, they're highly addictive. And once that person gets that initial high, they will always be trying to get that, and you can never get that initial feeling back. That you got that first time.
Keep chasing it,
and you're chasing it, and sadly, we've seen how many lives have been lost. I mean, our fatality rate on overdoses has improved incredibly here in Oneida County, and that's the work of our opiate task force. But still, one death is one too many, So our work is never done. Same thing here with the enforcement. This is a major drug ring that was shut down, but you know what? These men and women that work these cases, they're right back onto something else today because it's never over.
All right, Sheriff. Thank you as always. We appreciate the update.
Sounds great, guys. Have a good day.
All right, you do the same. I want to switch and go to a completely different topic, but I want to keep moving because we're starting to back up. Her name is Corinne Clifford. She's an independent journalist, White House Press Corps member, and an official spokesperson for SAT123.com, SAT123.com. And I'll explain what that is because it is important. And good morning, Corinne. Thanks for coming on.
Good morning. I'm live in Washington, D.C.
All right. And John Decker says, we talk to John Decker often, who's also in the White House Press Corps. So John is, I don't know how you guys are covering this current state of politics. It's just nuts.
I mean, I find it to be very exciting, and I think that this current government shutdown is going to really teach people very important information because we have the 2026 midterms coming.
Right. Well, there's no doubt. I mean, what do you think their takeaway will be? I find what I'm finding is depending on what your politics are, there's your takeaway. It's tough to move that crowd, but it's that group in the middle. Who are they going to blame for the shutdown?
I mean, hopefully people will blame the people who caused the shutdown, which are Democrats who want to give illegal migrant invaders taxpayer dollars, which is really not okay when we need to be America first
Yes.
and take care of America first. And I think that President Trump is going to turn this negative into a positive, and he's going to begin firing, hopefully, thousands. I wish 100,000, but he won't get that far because there'll be too much backlash.
Yeah.
But hopefully he'll fire thousands of worthless federal employees who barely show up to work and want to live off the U.S. taxpayer dollars and be career employees for the federal government. Our federal government was supposed to be small. It was not supposed to be millions and millions of employees. Our founding fathers wanted our federal government to be small, but the Democrats over the last 20 years have made the federal government insane, and we're facing a $37 trillion debt.
So who do you support? I'm kidding. I'm joking. I know you're very independent. I apologize.
I'm very independent, but who does Bill
Yes.
Decker support? Like, who do you guys normally support?
Well, I'm just saying. I didn't ask me. I asked you, but I knew the answer to the
I mean,
question.
I'm very, no. I'm very independent, but
You
I mean,
are,
this
yeah,
situation
you
is
are.
very obvious.
It
It's very
is.
obvious because I spend a lot of time in Senate, and I talk to these senators, and there's something really wrong with Chuck Schumer.
Yeah. Do
Something
you
really
think it's
wrong.
medical? Do you think it's in the brain? What are you thinking?
I think there's very serious election corruption happening in New York, and I think that the whole election system is rigged against the people in New York. That man should no longer be a senator from New York. He does not stand up for the people of New York. He stands up for illegals, and he stands up for ethnicities and groups that have nothing to do with America first. I am 100% America first.
Oh, of course, being an independent journalist as you are, I think that's extremely important. Yeah.
Yes, and that only means I stand up for the Constitution and what our founding fathers would want. And
Which
our
was
founding fathers,
small government, and that has just
Yeah.
gone through the window, right? Gone out into the
Yes.
toilet water. It's terrible. Yeah. All right. So what are you on to? You're on to promote SAT 123, but I appreciate your update. I can't wait to talk to John Decker about you. That's going to be a blast. SAT 123. John's a good guy, right?
Oh, I don't know him. I have
Well,
no idea who he is.
Yeah. He's usually one of the ones that's asking the questions.
I'm usually one of the ones asking the questions.
Yeah, I'll bet those are loaded
Yeah.
questions. 123's
No,
SAT.
I mean, it's a very empowering experience. It's wonderful. So sat123.com is
Yes.
where you go to buy emergency gear. It is so important to have emergency gear. It is so important to have a satellite phone, a bulletproof backpack, and Faraday bags. I mean, we do not know when shots could be fired. And
That's
so
true.
you need to have a bulletproof backpack. Even you do, just coming and going from work. Whatever you do every day can happen anywhere you are, in your church.
What's
in
to
your
say I
grocery
don't
store.
already have a bulletproof backpack? I mean, if you're
Exactly.
me, you might want to have one. You never know.
Yes, and that's
I'm
what
on
I
my
take
way to the
every day.
store. I got my bulletproof backpack on. Because you don't
Yes.
know today. You just don't know. What's our other senator is, what's her name? Gillibrand. What about Gillibrand? I mean, you've attacked Schumer. What about Gillibrand? I mean, I got to say, we're in upstate New York, and I'm not sure she could even pronounce most of the villages and cities up here, let alone pronounce the
agree
word
with you.
Utica. Yeah. You
I
agree.
have spent a lot of time in Buffalo and in upstate New York. I have a lot of viewers and a lot of people who fund my independent journalism up there. And you guys are very conservative, and
Yeah.
it's really shocking
Can
that
I-
you have these two
Yeah.
wacky senators.
Terrible. Can I just thank you for being so unbiased? Because it's refreshing to be able to hear someone who looks at things for what they are, and it reminds me of he's a priest up here, Father Paul Buckley, who's really another one who's willing to take from the pulpit, willing to speak out in an unbiased way. Yes, he hates Schumer, and yes, he loves Trump, but his approach to it is in such an unbiased way. It's refreshing to me, and it reminds me so much of you. I mean, it's a breath.
Well, that is wonderful.
Fresh air.
Everyone listening can follow me on X. My name is Corinne Clifford with one F. And I would love
can I
that
spell the
because
first
I
name?
always give-
Because
Yes.
we have two F's in the Cliffords up here, so I want to clear this.
Oh.
It's CORINNECLIFORD is your spelling.
Yes, Corinne Clifford on X, and I always do unbiased news, and I expose very serious corruption. And I think it's super important to keep track of what's really going on.
Yeah.
Because legacy media many times does not tell you.
No, you know why? You know why? Because they're in bed with the Democrats. Hello?
I mean, I think it's because they're in bed with big money, and
that's
that's
true,
one
too.
thing I'm against.
Yeah.
No one can buy me, sell me. No one can pay me.
No.
And that's something that Matt Gaetz and a lot of ex-elected or selected officials are exposing, that in order to raise money...
Another
to
good
run
guy,
for
Matt
Senate,
Gaetz, one of my
heroes.
One of my heroes.
In order to raise money for Senate, you have to take money from people that you really didn't want to take money from. So we need to make sure that campaign finance laws are completely rewritten, because this shouldn't be happening in the United States. It's all about money.
And
that's not what it's supposed to be about.
And you know, Corinne, very interesting. Do you know that every day in Congress, when they first get there, you know what they have to do? They have to raise money. Not the Republicans, only the Democrats. They get in
That's
the first.
not true.
No, it is. It is. They have to make phone calls. They have a list of like 20 people on the list, and they've got to raise money for the Democratic Congressional Committee. Can you believe?
I mean, the Republicans have to do that too.
I don't think they do. I think it's just the Democrats. I could be wrong. I'm gonna fact check this. I'm gonna check
that.
All right, Corinne.
It's
well,
all
listen.
about money.
It has been a pleasure to speak with you. Thank you so much.
Yes, have a beautiful day. Thank you. I want to make sure that it's about taking care of yourself and making sure that you've got all the emergency gear you need at sat123.com. Thank you.
Sat123.com. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. And that unbiased. How does she not know John Decker? Davey, the hell are you doing to me? Holy crap. Here's Kirsten Gillibrand on the line right now to respond. Good morning, Kirsten. Good morning. Tell me your thoughts on, she said some pretty tough things about you, Corinne did. Good morning. Hello? Testing 1, 2. I don't know what happened, Davey. I thought she was going to talk. That Gillibrand, though, she comes up and I swear, she doesn't even know how to pronounce Utica. That was the one thing that I believe was absolutely true. I don't know about you, but I'm full bore MAGA right now. This is awesome. I got a break. We'll come back with Paul Buckley. It's coming up. Yes, it's coming up. Stand by. Coming back.
Utica and the Mohawk Valley Mattress Express's big annual free adjustable base promotion is back. Here's how it works. Come into Mattress Express. You'll get the largest selection of mattresses in New York State. Pick out any king or queen set in the store except Tempur-Pedic, and you'll get upgraded to an adjustable base for free. No extra charge. It's a great deal, folks. Now, you're probably wondering, does that include the Smart Bed by Instant Comfort? Yes, it does. That's the bed you can make soft or firm on each side. 45 individual settings on each side from super soft to super firm. The Flex Set option in king or queen, reversible cover, cool for summer, warm for winter, and a 25-year industry-leading warranty. 5 years, no interest, no money down, and no credit check payment plans. In New Hartford on Commercial Drive next to Pet Supplies Plus. In Oneida in the movie theater Glenwood Plaza. Call 1-800-NEW-BEDS or stop in today.
Guys, have you seen the comments lately?
Yeah, we heard the chatter. And the magic's run out. But I just think those people might need a reminder that Utica is richly steeped in hockey history and home to some of the most passionate fans in the world, and that the players are as gritty as the city they represent. Season starts October 10th. Get your season opener tickets at uticacomets.com. This is Utica.
RSV is a common contagious virus that in older adults can lead to life-threatening illness or even death. The first RSV vaccine for ages 60 and older is now available at Kinney Drugs. Stop by or visit kinneydrugs.com to RSVP for your RSV shot.
Celebrating 100 years.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
You know, that was Paul Buckley having a female friend of his call in. Get that mic next to you so you're actually talking to us. You know, good morning. Good morning, Mr. Buckley. Good morning.
Good morning, William. Thank you for having us.
Good morning, Father. Good morning.
Good morning. Bless you, my son.
We'll do communion later.
I'm going to hell after this
We're
show,
doing
aren't I?
communion later.
You already are. You're sitting right in the middle of it.
I needed a heads up. That would have been appreciated.
Hit stop right there. That'll
Never
do.
on this show.
Okay, I want to bring in Mark Sokolowski is in here this morning. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
You got to get really tight
Good
on
morning.
that. Mark, of course, is not only Public Works, but the Dinghy Bar.
Yes, sir.
One of my favorite places in Utica to go. It's a pretty cool place.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is a hot spot, especially after a game or anytime, to be honest. And I wanted to bring in Lucia, who wanted to say hi to you. Put your headphones on. Lucia, you're on with Mark Sokolowski. Good morning.
Oh, good morning. How are you today?
Do you know Mark?
I don't sound good. Yes and no.
I thought you were going to be Kirsten Gillibrand calling in.
No.
No. All right, what's up,
No,
Lucia? Good morning.
Good morning. So what I wanted to say is, under the circumstances that the young girl was describing, and we need the bulletproof and all that, and that, it's phenomenal. But we have to pray. Also, we have to pray. In San Francesco d'Assisi, in Italy, is going to be exposed next year.
Okay. Very
so you're
interesting.
going to be ready to go, Bill? You're going?
I'm going to be ready. I've got my bulletproof backpack ready to go.
I'm going to follow you. You have one for
all
me?
right. Listen, you just stand behind me. We're going to be in front of me. You have to be in front of me. Stand in front of me.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Don't stand behind me. No, don't do it. No, you don't want to stand in front of me. The backpack is on me. So
I always did, right? What did I do? I carried the water. Did I carry the water?
Carried my water for many, many
I
years.
didn't even know what they meant. Oh, my God, what I've been through.
Okay.
Stuff that I did not understand. And you. Wow.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen,
it was fun.
Lucia, thank you. And
we'll ready. And sorry about Mrs. Gillibrand.
No worries. Believe me, we are all sorry.
Tell him I apologize.
No worries.
But I know he's a phenomenal guy. I'm sure
he
is going to do the right thing, like you, Bill. You're doing a great
You
job.
should visit him at the Dinghy Bar. You'll love it.
Thank you.
Pretty awesome. Okay. Thank you, Lucia. Have a wonderful day.
Listen, I went to Gino shouting, put Bill on so everybody can hear the show. It's a great, great show. People in there.
Nice.
So that's what I did.
Gino is the barber in New York Mills who is the best, no doubt. Okay, Lucy, thank you.
When you vote, don't forget to vote for Dan Epler for judge. Is running.
All right.
All right.
We'll try to get him on. Thank you. That's your fault. Good morning, Paul Buckley. Good morning. What are we promoting today?
Well, I'm here with Mark Sokolowski, the DPW commissioner, and it's that time of year again. Leave it at the curb. No longer stick it in the can. You can stick it in the can if you want to, but it's leave it at the curb so the leaves, all that kind of stuff, they'll come pick it up. And I'll let Mark tell you more about that.
If you're not from here and you just started listening to this program, your head spinning. You're like, what in the hell have I tuned into here?
Oh my God, yes.
What in the hell is this? Good morning, Mark.
Good morning. So what we are doing now is leaf season. So we are out there every day.
It's very interesting how they've kind of stuck to the trees because we've had 80-degree weather. But they're beginning to come down now.
The rain. There is a lot of
rain
material
yesterday.
out there.
Yeah.
So I just want everybody to know you can put your buckets out on your night that you've been doing all summer long. We will get them. There is no timetable right now of how we're going to go out and where we're going to be.
Okay.
It's just out there. We're out there. It's busy. There is a lot of stuff out there.
So leave it to the curb right now.
Correct.
Not in the street.
Until the week of November 9th, that will be the last week.
It goes in the can.
Correct.
That's his favorite time.
Yeah, he likes that.
Yeah, he does. Your tip on anybody that puts stuff out in a can is...
What, stick it in the can?
Yeah, you have to drill a hole into the
Oh
bottom.
yeah, during the rainy season, it's good
because it gets rainy, and then your guys have to pick this up, and you're picking up
it's
half
like 500 pounds,
half
exactly.
a barrel of leaves and water. It's just
See,
terrible.
you get those yellow plastic buckets. Just drill a couple holes around the side and the bottom, and the rain goes right through.
Brilliant,
Yep.
brilliant.
I know.
Isn't he?
I know.
He's one of a kind. You know that.
Thank God.
All right. So this is underway now.
Yes.
Moving
It'll be
forward.
going until November, and we'll see how the weather goes. If we
right.
have to extend it,
You never know.
let's just hope
Yeah.
the snow doesn't come till February.
Man, I hope not. Are you prepared for? I mean, last year, Rome got hit worse than we did, but we got hit pretty hard. Are you prepared for heavy snow?
Well, prepared for heavy snow, I would say none of us are.
Not last
the
year.
salt is
Yeah.
rolling in as we speak.
All right.
So we are. The mechanics are working on all the plows, and we're just plugging along.
What do you think of the brine? Does it make a difference?
Not in the city. I was
Not in the
never a
city.
fan of that.
Yeah.
But other people were, so I'm sure.
Does it do more to destroy the roads?
No.
It
It just for cities and what we do, it doesn't work.
I think it attracts dogs. The dogs are out there licking the pavement. They like the salt. It's the weirdest thing. That's not good to have your dog in the middle of the road. I swear.
Wow.
Honest to God, I haven't been drinking or anything.
That last call
nothing.
really threw you off, didn't it?
Baby. Okay, anything to add, Paul?
Well, yeah, I just want to talk. It's a comment on what Tommy Gerizzi said about the Notre Dame Wall of Fame. He failed to mention a young lady by the name of Delaney Buckley, who was a big smash at the plate and behind the plate back in, I can't remember how many years ago that was, but
Do you think
she's up there.
do you think she's maybe someday going to be on the wall?
She's already on the wall.
Oh, she is on the wall.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, she's already there.
She and Keaton Perry were inducted, I don't know how many years ago.
And he did not mention your daughter's name.
No, there was years ago. I don't know how many years ago it was, but yeah.
Yes,
very
they've
proud of
been
her.
induced by your personality. That's for
Those
darn
poor
sure.
girls.
Those poor
angels.
girls.
Yeah.
Quickly, Wayne with a question for Mark. Mark, you have a. This is
Mark,
Wayne.
What's the guarantee that you're not going to go taking half my lawn with the leaves when we leave it on the lawn?
Ooh,
that's a good question. I'll just make sure wherever you live that we do it the right way.
All right.
How's that?
He'll get your address off air.
Wayne, make sure you leave your
All right.
address at the end. One of two things is going to happen. It's going to be perfect, or half your lawn is going to be dug up. I'm not sure which.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Wayne. Thank you, man.
Later, guys.
Okay. All right, gentlemen. Anything further? Hockey season is coming
I
up.
can't wait. Started last night. NHL
All right.
started last night, so it's
Okay,
exciting.
here we go.
And then snow's on the way, so.
I wanted to come in and really talk about the Yankees being eliminated because I know there's a lot of Yankee fans out there, but we'll have to do
What
it
are you,
another
by the
time.
way? What? Mets. Oh, you're a Mets fan.
Yeah,
Yes, I am.
I heart.
Freaking.
Did you get the text I sent you the other day? About
I did, but I just started to ignore you. Meanwhile, the Yankees listen, still a long road to go. You got to win 2 more. And the Toronto Blue Jays are not, I think they just started celebrating last night. At 6-1, they started celebrating. And all of a sudden, the Yankees came right back. Can't do that. Okay. Maybe the next time you're on, you can talk about the Yankees losing to Toronto. All right, gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you, William.
I'm going to do one more, Davey, before I break, because did you get the pronunciations? Mark, how do I, or Michael, how do I pronounce your name?
Michael is good for English people, but in French it's Michael.
Michael.
I thought so.
And then your last name is how would I pronounce that in French?
Diot.
Diot. Michael Diot. All right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna remember this and get it right the next time. Good morning, Michael. Listen,
Good morning. How you guys doing?
good, and you have been on hold for about 15 minutes. I apologize for what you've had to listen to. You have to be like, what have I gotten myself into here?
It was pretty funny. I was laughing always.
Funny is one way to describe it. Okay, so you guys are just a couple of days away from opening up. Obviously, you played 4 or 5 games with the Comets last year, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I played the 5 first game.
And then, obviously, we want to have a different season than last year. Got off to a really rough start last year. How do you feel about this year's group?
I mean, we got a pretty solid group this year. A lot of talent, a lot of older guys too. So I think it's going to be a total different vibe. Fans are going to love how we're going to play. Yeah. And hopefully everybody's going to stay healthy. But yeah, hopefully we'll be able to play a little bit better than last season. It was a pretty rough start for us.
It was rough,
but
yeah.
I'm pretty sure with the staff we have right now and the quality of players, it will be a great season.
And then tell me your thoughts. By the way, Utica with no French restaurant. We have no French restaurant right now.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Good restaurant in town, so
but
it's fine.
You have a lot of food to choose from. And what is what's your take on the city of Utica?
I'll say Taylor and the Cook is pretty good. I like this restaurant.
Oh yeah, that is good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. That's my girlfriend and I love to go there. So
nice. And the community. I mean, this town really supports hockey.
Yeah, they do.
All right. Well, listen. Let's see. Are you ready? Michael Diot. Did I get it right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
Michael Diot. Yeah.
Okay,
perfect.
Michael. Thank you so much. I hope you come back on, and we're going to announce a new French restaurant coming to the area, and you'll be on there on night number 1 to do the real tasting. So,
yeah.
All right.
Perfect. Love it. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks. Have a great day, and good luck Friday night. Thank you.
You too.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Quick break, and we'll come back. I will be erasing the previous 30 minutes of radio. Not the whole. I mean, that was nice, and we had some other good stuff in there, but this was quite a hell of a half an hour. I just love it. You know why? Because you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen. Quick break, and we'll come back at WIBX.
Adirondack Home Furniture wants you to fall in love with your home again. With their timeless design and incredible craftsmanship, their furniture is the type of furniture that gets passed down from generation to generation. For years, Adirondack Home Furniture has been providing quality and comfort to Central New York. From American-made pieces and new Amish pieces to top designers, Adirondack Home Furniture has what you want. Whether you're looking to redo your living room, dining room, bedroom, kids' rooms, or just need some pieces to get your home ready for the holidays, Adirondack Home Furniture has that perfect piece. With a fully stocked showroom and the best prices of the season, you need to stop in today. Adirondack Home Furniture has non-commissioned salespeople, which means you enjoy a relaxing, low-pressure shopping experience. They also pride themselves on their unmatched customer service and attention to detail. Stop into Adirondack Home Furniture today and get your home ready for the holidays. Riverside Center in North Utica, or go to AdirondackHomeFurniture.com.
BME Company Business Machines and Equipment has been delivering office solutions for businesses in upstate New York for over 30 years. Their success comes from finding the right document management strategies and software solutions for streamlining workflows. Simply put, BME provides fast, reliable service at the best value to keep your business running smoothly. Through BME's strategic partnership with Hummel's Office Plus, they distribute supplies for just about every machine in your office at a great price. BME welcomes the opportunity to serve your business, selling, leasing, and service in Canon and Kyocera devices, as well as FP mailing solutions. An important part of BME's culture is supporting the communities they're fortunate to work in, and BME recognizes that support is one reason for their success. The future of business in BME's area is encouraging, and the company is grateful to be a part of that growth. Call BME Company at 315-574-8200 or visit BMEcompany.com. BME Company Office Solutions. Made simple.
Imagine this. You're coming down the stairs. You miss a step, but you catch yourself. And that's when you feel it. It's your knee, and it really hurts. Now you have to make a choice. The faster you see an orthopedic specialist, the sooner you'll be on your way to recovery. Choose Community Memorial Center for Orthopedics and get seen today at our new walk-in clinic in New Hartford. You'll get fast access to world-class orthopedic care. We have imaging on site, and you'll be treated by Dr. Rochelle Takamoto. She's one of the most respected orthopedists in the area, and she's done more VELYS robotic-assisted surgeries than any female physician in the world. So whether it's a new injury or a long-term pain in any joint, walk into our clinic today and get treated by one of the best orthopedic specialists in the area. That's Community Memorial Center for Orthopedics, with clinics weekdays in Hamilton and now every Wednesday at 83 Genesee Street in New Hartford. Visit orthoemergency.com.
Celebrating 100 years.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Wait a minute. Bill Morehouse is pissed at the way I was apparently condescending. I'm apologizing, Bill. I am so sorry. I'm apologizing completely if I came off incorrectly in that interview with the very wonderful and unbiased Corinne. I really apologize. You know what she is? She's one of those, they got a group of like far right, so far it touches the rear end of the far left. That's how right and left we're talking about. She is one of those reporters that they brought in because Trump hates the media. So he brought all these bloggers and these people who, quote, call themselves reporters. And they always open up. I love, like, my favorite question from her and a couple of others was, what does it feel like, Mr. President, to be so amazing and to be doing such incredible things in America? And how does it feel to be so great in making America great again? That was literally a question that was asked. Like, that is not the question you want asked in a press conference in the White House. Or is it? I mean, here, come over here so I can actually remove your shoes and kiss your feet and your toes. Could you please do that? I mean, that's what we're talking about. What a nut job. No offense. Bill, I'm talking about you. And then there's her. I mean, and then there's her. I just can't. Ryan Nobles, right now. Good morning, Ryan.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
Run. Pretend you have bad reception and run.
What was her name, Davey? Well, she was one of, you know what? We just got one of the reporters who, you know how they brought into the White House press corps, they brought in
Corinne Clifford was her name.
These bloggers who the question is, you know, how does it feel to be so great, Mr. President, and changing the, it's just like, what kind of, listen, there's no one at Fox that's looking at that and saying, well, I think that was a really good question. Let's have her ask another one. Yeah.
Well, what I would say about that is I actually do applaud the White House's goal here to try and bring in
open and young people who are not established networks or newspapers.
To bring in independent media outlets and people that are outside the conventional norms, and they've given seats to substackers and people that don't work for traditional news organizations like I do, and I do think that there's some value and merit in that. But if they were being completely intellectually honest about it, if they're going to give a seat to like the guys from the Ruthless podcast, then why haven't they given a seat to the guys from the Positive America podcast?
Right.
Or the Midas Touch guys, So there's, if you're being completely honest about the way that you would do this, you'd open it up to a wide range of different.
You'd want different viewpoints. I mean, if you want someone that's biased, she said, by the way, she was the most independent and unbiased reporter in the White House press corps. I think she was being a little facetious with me, to be honest, so I gave it right back. But I want to read a quote from Bill Morehouse this morning. Bill, that's talking to me. There's no cure, Bill. I'm sorry, there's no cure. You know what Kennedy said? Life is hard, but when you're stupid, it's really hard. Thank you, Democrat. Please. Bill Morehouse. Anyway, good morning, Ryan. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. We're off and running already.
We're off and running. All right. Now, I do want to ask you your opinion. Who gets blamed for what's going on right now? And it's starting to get a little bit ugly because we're beginning to see people who have been furloughed, people who are not making money, and then, of course, you add the air traffic controllers to it, and it's getting a little touch and go here. What happens next, do you think, and who gets blamed?
I actually don't think that this is a question of blame, as it may have been in past shutdown cycles. I actually think that this has become a question of who is standing up for the right thing. And that, I think, is still an unanswered question. I think that Americans right now are very unsteady with the direction of the country. They're uncomfortable with the way things are going. And I do think that there is a significant slice of the country that is willing to see their leaders stand up for something, even if that means a little pain is associated with it.
Yeah.
And I think what we've seen in past shutdowns, if you go back to the 2018 shutdown, that was Trump demanding money for his border wall. If you go back to the 2013 shutdown, that was Ted Cruz wanting to, repeal Obamacare. Those two issues, I don't think the American people thought were worthy of the pain that comes with a shutdown.
Yeah.
And it totally backfired on them. They did not get the policy goals that they were looking for. They paid an enormous political price as a result of it, and it just didn't work. This time around, though, and I think it took the Democrats some time to find their footing on this and figure out exactly what their message was. But I think they realized that health care is an issue that affects every single American, that people are scared to death about their premiums skyrocketing, and that once they zeroed in on that being the policy issue that would be worth the fight, they've just completely doubled down on it. And what we've seen is a slow creep of Republicans being like, okay, initially Republicans were like, we're not talking about health care. That's not what we're not doing that at all. Now it's, okay, we'll talk about health care, but open up the government first. And so to me, that shows that there's been some leakage there and that the Democratic message is breaking through. The question is, how long will Americans be willing to tolerate it for?
Yeah.
And how much will Democrats be willing to give? That, I think, those are the two things that we don't know the answer to yet. We're only 8 days in. Most people are not feeling the impacts of this. Like, I'm sure there's a lot more hand-wringing around this where I live. All my neighbors are government workers.
Right. Yeah.
Than it would be where you guys are. But, the first
you have
time delayed because an air traffic controller calls in sick.
That's right. And for us, of course, you have Griffiths, which with DFAS not affected, but Rome Labs is. So there are people that are pausing their spending right now because they're not getting paid. Interesting. Your take on, and I heard many different varieties of opinion on yesterday with Pam Bondi. Some felt that she just beat them all up. Others felt just the exact opposite. I find that usually it's somewhere in the middle, although that's a bad word in America today.
Well, listen, here's the thing. With all Trump cabinet nominees, they come up to Capitol Hill.
Ready.
And they're also performing for an audience of one. They are performing for Donald Trump. And, all these cabinet officials are in a position right now where the only person that can decide their fate is Donald Trump. So they have no interest or desire to placate Democrats on any level. They don't come up with any sort of respect or,
decorum,
or a sense of response. I guess what I'm trying to say is like a sense of responsibility that they need to answer to Democrats, because they don't have any. Congressional Democrats don't mean anything to them. They don't feel like they have to honor or respect them. So that's why you see someone like Bondi be so combative with the Democrats, and by extension, the congressional Republicans are just going to lob her softballs to make it look easy for her. I mean, I think if you can kind of get past the theatrics of what happened yesterday, which is often what happens in these congressional hearings, she didn't answer any specific questions about the Comey indictment. She didn't explain at all what led to it, why there were career prosecutors that were appointed by Republicans, why the U.S. attorney who was appointed by Trump basically refused to bring the case and then was fired as a result of it, and then the person that replaced him is somebody that has no prosecutorial experience. She didn't answer or explain any of those things. She just dismissed it, acted like it was a Democratic witch hunt type thing. And to me, that was the most revealing thing about where this is coming.
Yeah.
She couldn't explain, she didn't have any sort of substantive response to the question about whether or not these prosecutions are the result of electioneering or political vendettas by President Trump.
I found that and obviously there are many who are Trump supporters who loved yesterday the fact that she did not respect the questions. She basically and she came prepared. She had notes, almost like opposition notes on every single senator that was going to ask a question.
She was prepping for a debate and a
Yeah.
political debate, not
Yeah.
that she was prepping for a oversight hearing from the, these hearings are generally supposed to be pretty technical, right? Like, this is what the Department of Justice is working on. This is how we're spending the taxpayers' money. These are the areas of focus we have. These are the things that we're concerned about. In the past, the Attorney General would come and talk about how they were worried about terrorism threats, or they were worried about corporate espionage, or whatever the case may be. And that's not what this was at all. And I think it's a demonstration of the direction the Department of Justice is going in.
What are you working on today? What are you?
Well, so I'm glad you asked. I did a wide-ranging interview yesterday with Marjorie Taylor Greene. And we've got two different stories up on NBCNews.com about it. She's become a fascinating player in this, not only just the shutdown fight, but in the debate over the future of the Republican Party. She has broken with her party on the shutdown. She thinks that they should be in session, that they should be negotiating health care. She talked about how her own 2 adult children are going to face massive premium increases. She's broken with her party on Epstein. She signed the discharge petition. She wants the Epstein documents released. She has broken with her party on Gaza. She's called it a genocide and has been very critical of the Israeli government. She was highly critical of the administration's decision to go ahead and bomb Iran. And we basically talked to her about where this is coming from, why someone who has been as loyal a foot soldier of Donald Trump as anybody in Congress has become so vocal in her opposition to some of these very key Republican moves. And she said, listen, this is who I am. I've always felt this way about this wide range of issues. And, for a long time, President Trump and congressional Republicans were more in line with my views than Democrats were. But that doesn't mean that I was in lockstep with everything they said. And I specifically asked her about President Trump, and she said that she's not a slave to Donald Trump's whims, that she will tell him when she thinks he's wrong. They were the strongest comments that I've seen from her in any form of critique or criticism of Donald Trump since she's been in office. And she's an interesting player in all this. She, unlike a lot of these MAGA congressmen who basically have gotten to where they are by kind of unfettered loyalty to Donald Trump, and anything Donald Trump says or does goes, she has her own constituency. She has a unique base of support that is outside the MAGA-verse. It's a kind of a complement to the MAGA-verse.
I find this
political movement
extremely intriguing because she is the last person that I would have thought would be in this position.
No, I totally agree with you. And during the Kevin McCarthy era of the speakership, she was a team player. She took tough votes on behalf of leadership. She's not doing that anymore. She's now completely independent and on her own, and it makes the wheels start to turn as to where her next move could be. The Republican establishment blocked her from running for the Senate in Georgia. They blocked her for running for governor. That made her mad. They basically told her there'd be no money to support her campaign. So listen, I'm not predicting anything here, but she's in many ways the AOC of the right. Right? She's got her own brand of politics. She's got her own constituency, her own support base. She's not lockstep with party orthodoxy on any level. She could run for president in 28, much like AOC could run for president in 28. And that would be an interesting conversation. Yeah. She would be a very interesting player in that presidential field. Do I think that she's the front runner for the nomination? By no stretch of the imagination. But she's going to have a voice in this conversation in a way that I didn't think before. Yeah. But the interview was as revealing an interview as I've done up here in quite a while.
I'll also tell you she has an amazing following in Georgia.
In her district, she wins 40 per point by 40 points. Yeah.
And it's also so how it was. She was considered so far out there 6 years ago. And now she is, but
she's not far out there.
In a different way, though. In a different way now that you wouldn't expect.
Well, she is, to me, the perfect example, and AOC is too. The perfect example of how the political spectrum is a circle. It is not a straight line.
Right.
And I think the Gaza issue is the best example of that. I mean, she and AOC are almost on the exact same page when it comes to Gaza. They think that Israel has overplayed its hand, and that what's happening there is a humanitarian crisis. And the funny thing about it is when you look at that political spectrum, you look at that where Americans are, there are a lot of Americans that are not uniquely tied to one party or another. That if you gave them the long list of issues where the Republican Party currently is and where the Democratic Party currently is, they would pick and choose, and you'd find an interesting kind of combination of things. And where Marjorie Taylor Greene and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez are both aligned in? It's the issue of economic populism. That there is a strong sense that the billionaire class in the country has taken on too much power and has not left enough for everyone else. And that's, interesting that it's a big part of what Donald Trump ran on and won on, even though he's a billionaire. But that message is resonating with people in a way that I don't think a lot of people are paying close enough attention to.
All right, we'll be watching, Ryan. We appreciate it. Thank you so much, and have a great week.
All right, take it easy, guys. Good talking to you.
Thanks so much,
Bye.
Ryan Nobles with NBC. A couple things to hit on. I want to tell you, Rome, the Seneca Chief, that is the
Erie Canal boat.
The Erie Canal boat is going to be at Bellamy Harbor Park in Rome today. It'll be a day of activities culminating with fireworks at 7, food trucks and music 4 till 7. That is in the city of Rome. Also want to tell you, New York Sash, if you're looking for windows, doors, you're looking for siding, they have you covered, and the bathrooms are amazing because they can be done in just a day or two. Plus, there's that $25,000 home improvement giveaway. Go to NewYorkSash.com for details. You can transform your home's beauty and comfort with New York Sash. And go to NewYorkSash.com to enter the contest. No purchase necessary.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
He thinks Chicago's mayor should be put in jail. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Trump just posted that on Truth Social, accusing Brandon Johnson of failing to protect ICE officers. But the mayor says it's the president acting unconstitutionally with orders
to occupy our cities with the military. It's unconscionable. It's unthinkable.
The president also wrote that Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, also a Democrat, should also be jailed. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche just told Fox.
When you're a local leader and you establish ICE-free zones, you are putting law enforcement in danger. When you are a governor and you're mocking and criticizing federal law enforcement, you are putting law enforcement in danger.
Now, hundreds of National Guard troops Texas's Republican governor sent have arrived in the Chicago area as the president also tries to federalize Illinois Guard members. The state is challenging that in court. And later this hour, James Comey will show up at a federal court in Virginia to be arraigned. Next hour, the former FBI director faces 2 charges, including lying to Congress over 2020 testimony related to the 2016 probe into the Trump campaign and Russian election interference. Deputy Attorney General Blanche also told Fox.
We completely got rid of the weaponization that took place over the past 4 years in this Department of Justice. And now we are applying the law equally to everybody. And that means rooting out corruption.
Democrats say the president is targeting his critics, and Comey claims he's innocent. For an 8th day, the government is shut down as the fight continues over funding.
The bottom line is very simple. We're fighting for the American people.
Democratic Senate Leader Chuck Schumer keeps demanding health care provisions be included in the bill, but Republican Senator John Kennedy tells Fox it's just politics.
Senator Schumer he's nervous as a pregnant nun about losing his reelection.
Now, the Trump administration plans to tap into tariff revenue during the shutdown to keep funding the Women, Infant, Children Nutrition Program. America's listening to Fox News.
You ever wonder why Verizon charges twice as much as Pure Talk for the same basic service? Think it might have something to do with the fact that Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion. That's billion with a B. Yeah, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. That's why they can offer unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words micro. That's pound 250, micro.
Surprise! Your expenses this month were way higher than you expected. Also, you forgot to renew your website domain, and now you're in a bidding war.
You should see the look on your face.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Plus, the fridge died in the break room, and now everything smells weird.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
How safe is your retirement? War is everywhere. Debt continues to skyrocket.